sun was shining bright. A gentle breeze was blowing my way. Not a storm cloud in sight.
Then suddenly, without a warning, a storm surrounded my life. But even in the storm, I can feel the calm, and here's the reason why. I know the peace maker. I know him by name. I know the peace maker. He controls the winds and waves. When he says peace, be still, they have to obey. I'm glad I know the peace maker. Yes, I know him by name.
There's never been another man with the power of this friend. By simply saying peace, be still, he can calm the strongest wind.
So now I'll never worry when the storm clouds come my way. I know that he is near to drive away my fear, and I can smile and say, I know the peace maker. I know him by name. I know the peace maker. He controls the winds and waves. When he says peace, be still, they have to obey. I'm glad I know the peace maker. Yes, I know him by name. Peace, wonderful
Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, nakamute day ko. Ano ko naman tayan, mga ka-IH, no? Welcome back. Happy Sabbath, ug maayong hapon, ug maayong buntag, ug maayong gabi sa atong tanan. Wherever you are in the world, happy Sabbath and good afternoon from the Philippines. Now we are back, di ba? After 2 sessions nga medyo ato sang gihatag no kay Sir John o sa mga interns. Salamat di kaayo sa pag-uban sa amo ang episodes miski ang mga interns ang nagdala. Congratulations sa mga interns di I know for taking up the challenge in really kato siya mga kay-H, no, ilahag yun to sila from conceptualization, from inviting the guests, from tanan, yun siya, no, ilahag yun to siya. So, maka-proud ba, no, nga kanabitong they were able to do it, and the topic was very very relevant and interesting sa ato kay lisod kaayo no ang unsaon pagkamama karon nga pandemya para bagyud siya. So no, saludo sa atong mga interns and naa pa na sila isa ka episode mga ka-IH no. Look out for that. Mga sunod Sabado, sila siguro atong ipadala na pod. They're prepare another batch of interns kay uno man na sila kabuk. So nagsabot sila nga tulo-tulo sila. No? So yun. Oh, good afternoon daw ingon si Earl. Hello Earl. Atong mga kauban din ha. And of course, si Richelle who's been watching sa atoa. And actually no, kanina nakita ninyo atong poster, ingon siya, hi sa akong mga students. Teacher Richelle. And of course, si Donna, hello, diha sa Cebu, no? I hope makabalik ka din, pero medyo taas umagod siya doon, no? You're supposed to come home, pero medyo scary pa siya sa atua karon diri sa Cagayan de Oro kay gataas gyud ang atuang kaso diri sa Cagayan de Oro ug maog yun na siya nga atong hisgot-hisgutan. That's what we're going to talk this afternoon. You know, because this episode for like almost a year. Yay! Will be 1 year by July, di ba? This series is called COVID Conversation and we've been like featuring stories on issues and that would help us on how to survive COVID and other issues that's confronting us. But this afternoon is specially designed, we will talk about COVID a year after. Kaya pa ba? Kumusta na batang tanan? 'Di ba? We've featured before mga survivors, no? And one of that was Richelle, no? She shared unsa ihang journey adto, but that was focused on kung giunsa niya pag-manage as a mom sa katong iyahang baby, no? Kato siya but was focused on breastfeeding, the issue of breastfeeding. But this afternoon, Richelle will be joining us to share her journey and her kanang thoughts on COVID, on managing COVID, on basta. Di na lang ko mapadayon sa masig mas feel na nako. And she will be joined by, of course, no less, ang among kinakusgan sa IH COVID Conversation, si Sir Yul Batilier, no? Medyo bilar na gyud na siya kay this is already like midnight or past midnight na diha sa Washington DC, di ba, sa US. So, but ni matag yun na siya because Sir Yul also he has already been vaccinated, but di ba he contracted pod COVID, but thankfully, praise God, he survived and he's here also to share his story about that and unsa pod yung mga insights, mga thoughts, unsa pa gyud atong pangbuhaton during kani unsaon na to pag-survive kay mga taga Cagayan de Oro, no? Ang atong kaso karong ingon pa nagtan-aw ko kaganina, no? 70 ka confirmed new cases. So muratag muginhawa nga man murag ay ni baba siya sa 73 kagahapon, so 70 minus 3 pero 70 pagihapon unya nag-code red na si NMMC. So mo nang ingon si Sandy unta dili ta mag-lockdown, di ba? Atong kaugalingon ingon pa ni Mayor Moreno, atong kaugalingon ang atong i-lockdown because we already know unsa si COVID. We have for a year was able to familiarize kung unsa og unsa gyud di ay si COVID, no, kung unsa na to siya makuha, di ba, unsaon siya manage, kay di ba nag-webinar po ta last year with Dr. Dale. Hi, happy Sabbath day Dr. Dale, no, on how we can manage COVID-19. Ma-manage siya actually. It's just a matter of us being properly informed, and we share also that information sa atoang mga kapwa para kitang tanan magmadaugon ani we would finally beat COVID. Kay my goodness, nag-vaccine na, nitaas ni noon ang kaso, nga numan. Asa tadapit diha nagkulang, di ba? Si Sandy DI is sending her regards sa iyahang teacher. Hi, Ma'am Richelle. Salamat kay sa pagtanaw, pag-uban sa mua. You might want to share our episode this afternoon and you can join. Please comment below sa inyuhang mga thoughts later as we progress with our conversation this afternoon, because we'd really appreciate, because this conversation is not just between the three of us but for us all mga atong mga live viewers po din Please comment na mo diha below. Sama sa giingon ni Laika, ang technical last nga episode likes, congratulations. Good afternoon mga ka-IH, no? So unta na ka sa sulod karon like sa technical para kitang duha during the pita. Yun. So full pakta, and apart from the COVID conversation, I will be premiering this Saturday afternoon output sa akong mga students pod sa nga shout out di ay sa akong math education nga students sa akong gender and society nga class, because they have come up with an advocacy video, no? So throughout this episode na atay ipakita sa inyo nga mga advocacy videos nila nga ilhang ipangpiling advocacy on that. So watch out for that, no, mga ka-IH. And thank you so much for joining us. We have 13 ka live nga mga viewers, no? Salamat kayo sa pag-uban nato. So sugdan nato ni siya atong conversation with our usual nga Bible verse. So ato ang Bible verse karong afternoon is found in asa na ni siya? Medyo na ay lag gamay ang ako ang ano. This is found in Philippians, ato na lang siyang basahon, 2:4. Ang giingon, let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. So that is the English version, standard version, ESV. Again, let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. So, unsa nay pasabot ana mga ka-IH, nga ba na ay mando sa atoa sa Ginoo nga while we survive, as we live, we are to look after each other pod, diba? Because that's stewardship. Mo na siya ang bedrock nato sa atoang, diba? Ang mando sa Ginoo sa atoa. So especially this time of the pandemic, nga medyo makaana ka nga I have to take care of myself. But actually one of the realizations nako ani was that in order to survive the pandemic, dili lang yun siya about yourself. Dili lang yun siya nga manigurado ka sa imuhang kaugalingon. But you also have to look after other people nga to ensure nga they will also be properly informed para kita maghiusa, borrowing the words of Mayor Moreno, maghiusa ta sa pagdaog ani nga pandemya. We have to be one. Kanang kampanya sa atong government, diba, nga we heal as one, mao gyud na siya. Kay lisod kaayo nga moingon rata nga kana bitaw it doesn't matter me man, so wala ra, okay ra ko, wala pa man ko nagsakit, so okay ra ko. No, because our verse has said, di ba, nakasulat siya sa Bible, di ba, na may giingon nga kung mutuo ka sa mga pulong sa Biblia, mutuo ka sa Ginoo, imo nang tuuhan, di ba? Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also the interests of others. So mga ka-IH, ato na siyang always hinumduman ba sa ato ang tagsa nga pag-survive sa daily nato nga mga actions of these mga decisions, we have to understand that our actions and decisions matter and affect the people that we encounter with and even the family that we are with. So, no, ito siya ang ato ang Bible verse. Now, karon, padayon ta, as I have mentioned kaganina, no, ang mga math ed nga mga students sa giingon pa ni Ma'am Richelle, si Ma'am Richelle ay nag-greet siya sa iyahang mga students. Hi to my SciEd 2A, BTLED, HE2A and COT teaching profession nga mga students. Hello, hello, hello diha sa inyo ha. Ba go CSTE. Di ba? Unay. Unay kaayo ni siya, di ba? Yun si Ma'am Richelle, I'm glad. Hello, I'm glad you're here. Ana siya sa imo ha, Sandy. Salamat kaayo, Sandy, gyud sa pag-join sa ato. And Vashti is also saying, good afternoon mga ka-IH. So, let's vote in, ani, karong hapuna mga ka-IH, no? So, as I was saying, ako mga students, no, sa Math Ed, Mathematics Education of the College of Science and Technology of Science, College of Science and Technology Education of USTP, no, I will be premiering karon panahon na ilang advocacy video. So, ang una nato nga video tan-awon, this is about a campaign on harassment. But there are various types of harassments, di ba? So, let's watch this muna and then let's briefly talk about this.
Uy! Sino to? Ano?
Na, baka mangay kuman.
Baka na mga ano naman to?
Ayo, mereka kan mangil ka.
Ay, let's go.
Mangil sih bangga mo.
Unsa ka?
Kanang kwan. Tadi kay
Uy, layo na dyan sa joke eh. Butang kay ka.
bis mo
Tuloy
niya.
kami.
Sige, nana mo no.
Yon, 'di ba? So powerful kay lang message, no? Verbal harassment ba nga kanang words don't rewind, 'di ba? Powerful kaayo ang ano mo, 'di ba ingon sa Bible nga ang tongue nato is powerful kaayo siya, it can destroy, and it can even uplift a person. So please be mindful about it. So congratulations sa ako mga students. We will premiering. We will also be uploading their video independently, separately sa page, no? And I hope that you can view it and you can share it, and then let's spread the advocacy para pod we can make this world a better place to live in. Yon. No? So, balik ta sa atong verse, di ba? Look after other people's interests as well. Dili lang ato ang interest. They're watching us this afternoon, ako mga students. Gender and Society class, Math Ed, hello. O karon, managyud to siya, ba? Karon nagyud siya ang panahon nga ato nagyud silang ila-ilahon ang atong bisita. We have one DI, supposedly nga guest, si Kuya Irvin nga Katso, to share about his initiative about the pantry. Unfortunately, something came up, but alam mo kabalaka kay mo gawas ra gyud na siya diri sa ato ang isa sa ato mga episodes. But Kuya Irvin, take care, no? Be well, and God bless and happy Sabbath diha sa imuha. So, karon, mo na gyud ni siya, sugda na nato atong paghisgot-hisgot about sa COVID. Kunsa na gyud, kumusta na ba? Kay isa ka tuig na gyud ta, di ba? So magsugod na sa pinakaduol. Ay hatawa to sa medyo nakabilar. Di ba? So sugda na to. She was our guest last time, and grabe sa tanan mo nga episodes nga gihimo, grabe gyud ilahang episode ang pinakataas kayo og reach, daghan kayo og shares. That was really very very beautiful nga episode, because at that time timely gyud siya kay every moms were asking magud kung how is it to breastfeed in COVID unya ko ikaw kato positive ba. She was so brave to really come out and share her story, but this afternoon she is with us again to share her COVID na gyud siya nga story. So dinato lang ngayon, we have with us Richelle Hirong. Hello Rish, maayong hapon.
Hi. Okay, I hope madunggan ko ayan.
Madunggan ra ka. Oo.
Hi sa tanan.
Go kita sa mga mic.
Greetings from Eco Verde and Dahag. I also would like to to greet our akong mga estudyante diha. I asked them to hear. Actually, some of them didn't know na I was a COVID survivor. The COT knew about it when one of our students also, si Father Mac, who was also infected with the virus. So I shared the link to them. So, asa ta magsugod kay medyo taas.
Yan. Ato sang ipagawa si Sir Yul. By the way, no, mga ka-IH, Richelle, because she has survived, no, she is, mura na ni siya og peer counselor sa katong mga pod nga infected, like sa amo ang community, na magyud pod siya, di ba, sa USTP, di ba, and other nga mga mailhan niya, because it helps good for somebody who has survived to be familiar with the journey. Kay, di ba, sa nabasada ko sa post nanyo kagabi, di ba, Rish, COVID is a lonely disease, di ba? Alone jud ka, pastilan jud ka. Onya, if you're not familiar, if you have nobody to talk to nga naka-agi na ana, hagoy, pastilan, unsaon na lang jud siya. Like, atong, di ba, from all the way, joining us also from Washington, D.C. Good evening, good early morning, Sir Yul.
Good early morning na, ma'am. How are you doing?
Hi, Sir
How
Yul.
are you?
Hello, Ma'am Richelle. I'm good. How are you doing?
How are you? We're good. Mao na gyud ni siya,
Yeah.
di ba? Si Sir Yul pod was di ba, na vaccine na ka, Sir Yul, di ba?
Yeah,
Dayon,
fully vaccinated.
Oo.
Anya, Moderna pa gid, ma'am.
Di ba?
Moderna
Wala pa
nga
dito na
vaccine,
naabot diri
yeah.
sa amo ang vaccine in tawon.
Yeah. So,
Unta maabot. Ba?
lagi may untang maabot
So,
na sa inyo ha, para makuan na mo, you will feel more safer.
Gani.
Ang kuan magud, ang variant magud lain-lain na ba. So
Grabe
it can
yung
protect you
mutation.
at a certain extent, but it can also make you sick kung matakdan ka niya. Kung wala kay protection, muna kuyaw kayo.
Correct. Di ba? Correct yun na siya. So unsa man, sugdan siguro nato ni briefly, no, kanang ang sugod sa inyuhang pagka-COVID. kinsa may una mo share? Siguro si Richelle.
Oh, ladies
Rish, how
first,
did you
ma'am.
how did you I mean, nabalaan man to nato no, pero aw say mong suspect siya kung giunsa ba to nimo siya kuha kay di ba maghatag na lang ko dano kon kay di ba ang uban karon is na nga naka-contract especially karong panahon na di ba kay sa statistics magod namo karon diri sa Rio sa Cagayan de Oro nagkataas ang kaso kay according to the profiling scientific gid siya nga paagi ha most of those nga mga kaso karon kay nangatakdan kay nangadto og didto naglaag-laag dayon
Yeah.
nag-attend og kasal lubong kana bitaw haya din mga party in ana pero Richelle ikaw at that time buntis pag you'd work from home yet COVID
Yes,
unsa
yes.
unsa hitabo
Okay, by the way, I am case 314 of Cagayan de Oro, the first
Wa-
case in Cagayan de Oro uh,
Wow.
to be logged as a pregnant woman. First pod na butang sa facility with the infant. After ana nanay daghan na pod ni nag-follow or like
mm
pag-abot dito sa facility naapod mga buros na bag-ura not buros, bag-o ng anak na naapod dito sa facility. So murag my experience was the first and also like sa ginatawag nila kanang benchmark jud siya when it comes
oh
to
Mm.
to breastfeeding in the facility na possible di ay siya. Normally I think before that is separate jud sila. I'm very
mm
grateful to my pediatrician si Dr. Sareno na nag-push talaga. Like she really helped me with the process and she would actually check me every single day. Sige, balik ta
oo
dito sa imong question, no? There
oo
is one thing na lisod actually to decipher asa nimo nakuha ang COVID.
Yeah.
mm
Especially if you are very, very careful. In my case, I was a work from home teacher back then last year. Work from home gihapon ngayon mix siya. So,
mm
the only time I left the house was during the time na mag-check up ko. Okay, check up, laboratory, every single time ang mo adto ko hospital laboratory because I have a condition, I have immunodisease. So,
mm
laboratory, hospital, pharmacy, uli balay.
mm
And then at the same time whenever I go to the hospital, ihatod jud ko sa among silingan na less lang nga pud ang iyang exposure kay para daw ma-lessen ang akong exposure because we didn't have a
oo
vehicle back then. So, hatod niya dito, sunduan pud ko dito. So, impossible jud. So, a week before
ba
that, I actually went to the last exposure, the last time that I went outside was during the time na pa-check up ko. So, same routine, laboratory, hospital, pharmacy, uli balay.
mm
That was Friday. I remember kay August 28 yun to. Holiday to. Hindi yun na ako malimtan.
fiesta
Yes. So,
oh
I felt, eto ha, body malay. Kanang
mm
kapoy. So, I
mm
thought it was just like a simple kapoy. Kay
mm
we feel tired and exhausted. Especially,
mm
August 26, we were trying to beat that na ma-put up na mo
deadline
kanang,
correct
yung first FLP natin sa UST.
mm
So, puyatan diyan and good thing I had a kanang insomnia. So, gitake
mm
advantage ako ang insomnia, pero lahi man gud insomnia na relax ka, naghigda ra ka. Di po to insomnia then naga-work ka. So, I thought, sige lang, sakit ko. Ay medyo nagluya akong lawas. Pero ang
mm
body malay na mo last ng 2 days, 3 days lahi na.
oh
Dili na normal. We all experience exhaustion, but then the
tinuod
exhaustion of COVID is different. You
oh
will actually
gosh
feel that and don't deny it. Once you feel na kapoy and then you felt it for the first time, lahi jud siya. Pagka second day
bugat
when I at murag ma if you feel tired and then once you relax, you watch TV, you feel a bit, relaxed and then it's okay to stand up, to go to the
oo
kitchen, cook, pero ang feeling ng na-COVID, lahi ang feeling niya. Like you really just wanna lie down. That's it. You just wanna lie
oh
down. Okay? And then like ang gravity, grabe, ang bigat ng gravity. Like you couldn't really get up from bed. Then it
Oo.
lasted for on the third day. Second day, that night, nag-chill na ko.
Hala.
And then medyo sakit na yung aking likod. Yung like there's a sharp pain like when you breathe in,
Mm.
parang may nagpi-pinch na ano na may nagpi-prick na
Oh.
pencil, pero tolerable siya, tolerable. So wala yun. I never thought of COVID. Number one, why? It's because I
Oo.
never had exposure like wala man gud ko naggawas-gawas. Eh, pero
Lagi.
kung ikaw naggawas-gawas, you went to party, you went on a congregation na
Correct.
na-feel nimo na there's something wrong, you are in denial of COVID. But in my case, I was not in denial of COVID. I never thought of COVID. Okay?
Lagi,
So
no?
that's a big difference ha. I want to
Mm.
emphasize that because I
Mm.
never had exposure. So sure jud ko I'm not guilty na yun nigawas-gawas ko so natakdan jud ko. No, no.
Oo.
It's
'Di
different.
ba?
Mm.
So,
So,
ana, dili gyud bitaw man nato mabalaan tong
yes.
imuha nga case ba?
Oh, it's very difficult. So wala na ako gihuna-huna asa na ako nakuha siya. Okay? But
Mm.
then as I look back, ang pag umangkon sa akong bana, like she came back here man good, nagpa-enroll siya sa school nato. Ika po
Oo.
check nagindingan basin on the way. Siya lang yung visitor namon na nagstay kay she staying
Oo.
with us nag-study siya. Siya lang ang bag ko
Oo.
nga niabot that weekend.
Oo.
So I don't
Ah.
know, basin gamay ra iyang dala and then I'm immunocompromised
Oh,
already.
yes. Oo.
So
'Di
inga na siya.
ba?
Oh,
Kay
so
si Rami was asymptomatic, correct?
asymptomatic sila lahat.
Oh.
Ako lang yung may symptoms.
Hmm.
So, body malaise, chills, fever. Pagka-fever na ako 38.4, I did not think of it as COVID again, ha? But
Mm.
then since I was pregnant, I
Mm.
decided to go to the hospital because I was carrying a baby. Three
Oo.
times ko nakuhaan. So, on the fourth time, ayoko na. So,
Correct. And then
so I
kabuwanan, 'di ba?
yes.
Kabuwanan na nimo.
Yes,
Oo.
kabuanan pud na ako. So, eksakto nitong tong radio check 38 week para dili siya
Mm.
premature. And then I went to the
Oo.
hospital. I declare and the hospital that I went in knew that I declared that I had, fever that day, that night ay. And then
Mm.
at the same time, ang among silingan na among nagasundo sa amo every time we go to the hospital.
Mm.
They're the same person na nagdala sa amo sa hospital. Okay, so
Okay.
but then we
Oo.
were wearing masks, dala
Yes.
tanan. And then
Oo.
pag-abot sa hospital medyo, may X-ray, protocol kay wala pa may ano ato, protocol
Oo.
gi-X-ray ko, clear,
So wala.
walang pneumonia.
Oo, wala.
Pero
Correct.
may OB decided na sige ipa-swab talaga kasi very unusual na magkaroon ako ng lagnat. Very unusual. Which
Mm.
I was very thankful sa wisdom niya na
Correct.
we were very hesitant,
Preventive.
ha. We were very hesitant.
Preventive yang gihimo. Correct.
Oo, we were
Mm.
very hesitant in the sense na ayoko impossible magka-COVID ako. I mean, there were
Mm.
cases in Dahag back then, pero the
Mm.
place was very far. I've never been in that place. So, I
Oo.
don't think so. Dun ako denial kasi alam ko na
Oo.
hindi ako exposed. But then
Oo.
sige, kailangan mo rin. The second hesitation namin was that during that time, it was 7,000 magpa-test. Ngayon, 2,000 na lang.
Wow,
Hindi
and
ka
that was charged 'di ba sa inyo,
oo,
ha?
charge na
Oo.
sa'min. Like, it was
Oo.
7,000, pure 7,000 cash, hindi siya puwedeng charge sa hospital. So,
Oh, wow.
withdraw kung ano pang meron diyan. So, we went
Correct.
so nagpa-test ako and then but then they did what is supposed to be done. So, pagkaanak ko, actually very topsy-turvy na 'yun nangyari as in dapat emergency CS na ako.
Mm.
Can you imagine emergency CS kasi ang bata ano na siya, sporadic na
Stress
yung ano
na.
niya, stress
Oo.
ng bata. Sporadic na yung
Mm.
breathing niya. So, sabi ko, "Sige, I don't want to be CS. Sige na lang,
Last
pa-CS na
push.
lang. Oh, just
Oh.
push ano na lang, tignan to.
Mm.
I want to save the baby." Yun na
Mm.
lang yung thought ko. So, emergency CS, ang bilis na ng mga nangyari pero nag-active labor ako. I think the 10 minutes going down was the longest ever in my life.
Wow.
Sobrang and then ang place kung saan ako nanganak was really isolated and since it was the first case there,
Mm.
makeshift yung kung tutuusin siya, makeshift na operating room. Can you
Wow.
just imagine? But then they were able to pull it out and I'm very grateful for
Oo.
that. Okay.
Wow,
Then
kudos sa ato
andun na
ang
yung
mga
pediya,
health
oo, andun na
workers.
yung OB ko and then yun, lumabas yung baby.
Mm.
As usual because they are advocate of breastfeeding, unang yakap sa akin,
Unang
breast
yakap.
crawl. After niyan, pina-breastfeed pa sa akin until 6 PM. After that, separate na kami ng room. Doon ako sa isolation ng
Kay
hospital.
dito
And
na
then,
nigawas na siya ang result or wala pa?
wala pa. 2 days pa
The day after?
lumabas ang result. September 2 lumabas ang result. At that time, like, very chill lang ako. Impossible may COVID ako. I know it was just like,
Oo.
possibly,
That was the
lang.
denial part of you at
Oo.
that time.
Oo.
Oo.
Pero,
'Di ba?
meron ng precaution. So,
Oo.
I want to emphasize that, ha. Pagka sinuwab ka,
Oo.
dapat doon na mag-start yung precautionary measure.
Correct.
Eh, hindi yung tipong sinuwab ka, hintay mo yung
Chill ka
result, then chill ka. Hindi. The moment I was swabbed, I was isolated. It's because kung positive ka, at least na-isolate ka sa mga taong na hindi gano'n ka-protect. So,
Correct.
I was isolated already. They explained it to me somehow, pero meron at the back of my mind, I have to breastfeed my child. So, glad I had friends na nag-donate ng milk. They brought it to the hospital, and then kato ang gipainom sa bata. Although naka-colostrum naman ang bata sa ako.
Oo.
So,
Kay
na-isolate
nakaunang
ako
yakap.
on the second day, chill. The moment tumawag akong OB sa ako, "Shell, you're positive." Can you just imagine someone who did not ever thought of COVID siya, then sinabihan ka na COVID ka. Okay lang sana kung tipong grabe ang exposure ko. Matatanggap ko na COVID, parang sige kasi gumala ka,
Oo.
exposed ka,
Oo.
hindi ka nag-mask, eh. Pero
Kaya
hindi,
namin tawag, this is what you get for
oo.
for not being
Hindi,
careful, but you're
mahirap
too
mahirap
careful.
talaga 'to. So, I accepted it, after talking, after crying out, you know, everything to my family. Nagpaalam na nga ako, yung time na yun, sabi ko, "This is it,
True.
this is it." Oo,
Ba?
I had to
Oo.
do it. To
Correct.
those who are watching, I had disease at that time. I just gave birth. So, ang immune system ko sobrang baba.
Baba.
And then
Correct.
I had experiences, my kabatch ko that year na nanganak. 3 of them
She
did not
did.
survive.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
I know, sabi ko, baka eto na, this is my time. Actually, before I gave birth, I already talked to my sister. Sabi ko, ano man mangyari sa panganganak ko? Kasi that's my first time. First time kong manganak as RID. As ika-4th na yun na pregnancy na sana hindi mawala. So, sabi ko,
Oo.
kung ano mangyari, mag-bleed ako kasi I have most common yun na nagbi-bleed.
Oo. Na
Sabi ko, kung mag-bleed
complication.
ako, just in case mag-complication, you know what to do na. Pero naka-survive ako sa pregnancy, sa
Praise the
giving
Lord.
birth. Naka-survive ako sa panganganak ko. Ang next na survival naman is ang COVID. So sabi ko,
COVID.
baka dito na ako madali. So just in case, you know what to do. Please take care of usual na paan. And then, that's it. And then, you know the story na isolate talaga
Oo.
ako. And
Oo.
to cut it short, we stayed in the facility for 1 month. 1 month.
But there were like weeks that you were really separated, 'di ba, sa iyong
Yes,
family.
we were
And
separated for 17 days. And then, glad that during the reswabbing, nag-positive pa rin yung husband ko. And then, there were 2 days na window time.
Oo.
Ginrab na lang namin yung 2 window time na negative sila, baka ako,
Oo.
positive sila, baka ako
Oo.
negative na. Sige lang, whether I'm positive, negative, sila positive, negative, we have to be together because it was very
Oo.
difficult. I hope you
Correct.
understand na pag nasa facility po tayo, the comfort is really, really very different.
Correct.
So, kung sa
It's not
bahay
it's not the
natin,
comfort of the home.
yes. Kung sa bahay dito, ayan lang yung CR. May CR sa taas sa kwarto. Doon sa facility, you have to go outside of your room. Common CR siya.
Common.
Although yung common CR, hindi naman siya ganun karami, pero you get to share a
Oo.
bathroom. Okay?
Oo. The
And then hindi
privacy.
siya yung the privacy. So, iba talaga siya. So,
Mm.
basta, and then especially may anak ka. Wala, ako lang
Correct.
mag-isa. So,
Oo.
I don't know if you can imagine it. So, please, yung may
I
mga anak, it's very difficult if you have a child with you sa facility because you will be confined in a 15 to 20 square meter room. Hindi kayo pwede lumabas.
No?
So,
'Di ba?
Ramiel, my toddler actually was with Rami kasi kailangan pa silang i-observe for 5 days
Oo.
before sila sinwab. They stayed in the room. Never sila nakakita ng sunlight or never silang naarawan. It's
Because
because
they
they
were
have
in
to
the
stay there.
isolation facility,
Yes.
no? Ikaw yung sa
Okay, that
TPMF.
yes. I want to emphasize that too, ha. Ang unang sinaswab is ang nag-manifest ng symptoms. Sometimes, ang nakahawa sa'yo, yun pa yung parang lalabas na hinawaan mo. Kasi we don't know kung sino ang nauna, 'di ba?
Mm.
We don't know that.
Mm.
I don't know, let's say
Mm.
for example, it's the pamangkin ang nakahawa sa'kin
Oo.
pero
Oo.
wala siyang symptoms, ako yung nagka-symptoms. So,
Oo.
ako yung source.
Oo.
Now, why do they have to be placed in an isolation facility before they are swabbed? Bakit hindi sila i-swab agad-agad?
Oo.
As what other people think. Ayun kasi iniisip nila na, "Ay, 'pag sinwab ako, sa-swab din yung family ko." No, no, no.
Mm.
They have to be observed for 5 days, 5 to 7
Mm.
days. Why?
Mm.
Because that's the incubation time. Baka
Mm.
kasi sa'kin nag-manifest na stop na sa akin, 'di ba?
Oo. Swerte
Pero
kung
kung
gano'n, 'di ba?
swerte
Kung
kung gano'n. Especially since na hindi ko na maalam na infected ako kasi hindi ako exposed,
Hmm.
we did not wear
Hmm.
mask. Unlike sa iba
Hmm.
siguro na-expose sila masyado, they even wear mask at home. So, yung
Mm.
infection nag-i-stay sa ano, sa person lang, hindi na siya
Oo.
na ano, so ang family niya kailangan i-isolate for 5 days para mag-ano, ma-incubate ang virus.
Correct.
Eh, sayang kasi ang
Oo.
pag-swab. Negative ka
Correct.
pero after 3 days na lumabas ka ng facility, wala. Akala mo
Correct.
wala ka pero meron ka. So, you
Oo,
have to
meron ka.
understand that
Correct.
may incubation period.
I'd also like to emphasize that's also economic nga reason dyan kung bakit ganyan yung protocol. Kasi expensive din ang swab, mga ka-IH, no? So, kani ba siya, pandemic magudta our economy. It's not only the Philippine economy that's in shambles, but the entire world, 'di ba? Karon may story na to si Sir Yul in a bit, but emphasize lang nako na there ang atong mga leaders ba is seeking a balance na ma-prioritize imong health but at the same time dili ra pud siya ma-sacrifice ang atuang economy. So inana siya. But yeah, following the ano kay I remember that conversation, 'di ba? Nganong dili siya iswab, nga murag na expose siya, swab siya because that's the cycle of the virus eh. You are given, and this is what Dr. Dale even mentioned last time. 'Di ba nga, if you are exposed sa virus, you have 5 to 7 days to manage it. 'Di ba? To manage that. So one of the management is to isolate, then at the same time katunang mga gargle, vitamins, get enough rest. Ayaw naglakaw-lakaw kay murag moingon ka nga murag okay ra ko. Kana okay ra na siya kay wala na siya. My gosh, that's not how it is mga ka-IH ha. Ang ato ang kuan. So
Yes,
yun.
and also, one of the things pala na I did while waiting for people to call me kasi when I heard the news na positive ako, siyempre ang dami ko pang kausap. As in ganyan,
Mm-mm.
family number one, si Rami din
Mm.
kinausap ko and
Mm.
stuff like that. But then I already wrote, yung mga people na na-come in contact with nako. Ah, kung sino may naglinis ng hospital room, makikita niyo do'n sa package o sa
You
lunch pack.
told me that.
Sa
Oo.
lunch pack.
Mm.
Sinulat ko do'n ang date like August 24, August
Mm.
25, August
Mm.
26, 27, 28,
Mm.
asan, ano yung mga nangyari.
Mm.
So when the DOH called me, when I think, basta may isa pa,
Mm.
CHO, may isa pa
Mm.
DOH and CHO, when they called me, iba-iba yung tumawag, same questions.
Mm.
I was very consistent. Ito yung mga
Oo.
nangyari, ito yung mga tao.
Oo.
And I really was very honest telling them na
Yun.
yung neighbor namin na naghatid sa amin ang pinaka-close ang exposure sa amin aside from my family,
Sa family.
which I was very, very guilty of. Very, very guilty. I hope you understand that, mga ka-IH, although hindi ko kasalanan na nagkaroon ako ng COVID, pero alam mong may nahawa sa'yo, that is something na I don't know ang bigat. Kasi they were just there to help me. They were just there to
Mm.
help, our family to be
Mm.
brought to the hospital. Pero makakasama talaga sila sa pinaka-direct contact. We were in the car for 15
Correct.
minutes, 15 or 20
Mm.
minutes from my house to the hospital. So,
Mm.
kasama talaga sila, appeal sila. And it was very, very heavy. My husband told me na, ikaw na lang kumausap kasi parang hindi niya kayang sabihin, i-break yung news na, "Sir, kasama
Mm.
kayo sa iko-contact traced." So, I had to
Mm.
call them and then I had to compose. Yung alam mo yun, yung social responsibility ko, should I tell them?
Correct.
Ano lang, CHO na lang tatawag or siguro ano na lang,
Mm.
DOH na lang. Pero Hindi parang it's your responsibility because
Correct.
ikaw yung may contact sa kanila. Puwede sigurong DOH pero parang ang pangit ano,
Oo, 'di
ng
ba?
sitwasyon. You have to be
Correct.
honest. So, ako ang tumawag sa kanila and then I informed them na baka may DOH na tumawag sa'yo, sir.
Mm.
Ito po yung nangyari. I was swabbed, blah,
Mm.
blah, blah, blah. And yun na.
Mm.
So, pasensya na po talaga. I did not mean it. Pasensya na po. I don't know how to make it up. Pero that is one thing na pwede nating
But it
itulong sa
was
tao. Na,
correct. Yeah, I
so
like
at
that.
that
I like that.
time, si sir na na-come in contact na ako
Mm.
here sa aming subdivision. At that day, umuwi siya ng bahay nila.
Hmm.
Nag-usap silang mag-asawa and then diretso, ano na sila, isolate.
Isolate.
And then mabilis yung mga pangyayari. At that time medyo konti pa lang ang case that time.
Oo.
So,
Oo.
they were immediately
'Di ba?
isolated.
Correct. And that really helped, 'di ba? So I like that what you emphasized, honesty, 'di ba? Because si Sir Yul is also kinda a victim of that, 'di ba? Kay karon magud sa COVID kay mura gyud siya it kato the Bible verse that we have, you have to look after each other, 'di ba? So si Sir Yul atong istoryahon Sir Yul. Thank you Risha sa imong sharing. Please hold sa din ha kasi ano lang intro pa ni siya mga ka-IH. Basig na mo yung mga questions you want to
Correct.
join the conversation. By the way, si Doc Dada Cabalidas is saying, Rish, praise God, you survived from the deadly virus, Ma'am Richelle. Ayun. So,
Classmate na ko na, ma'am.
ay, classmate
High
din
school,
mo.
yeah.
Hi! Sir
Di ba?
Yul! Hi, nako. Your case is, you're very careful. You almost had before, di ba? We thought, kay murag scared ta, kay murag nato.
Oh,
But, naabot
you
yun.
know, first of all, believe ko sa kung ano ni Ma'am Richelle ang iyang experience ba, and
The
looking back,
resilience and
the resilience, and looking back, ang akong experience dili pareha sa iha ka grabe kay ka intense, because mine was vaccinated na gud ko, you know.
Uh-uh.
At the beginning of the year last year, remember, Ma'am Ange, we were talking about this, and
Yes.
because I work for the airline, grabe po among protocol, and then I'm also a nurse, gabantay pod ko because I'm seeing patients and I'm doing this two jobs. Pero kani ka, Ma'am Rachel, diha ni mo makita yun nga, because COVID has no face. COVID has, you cannot see it in a person nga inana lang nga ma-identify nimo. Like what she said, kuan ba, wala siya gawas-gawas, wala siya exposure, wala siya inana. And the same thing with me, I was really careful, and because I was in a healthcare, gi-encourage yun mi nga kami ang pinakauna sa matagaan vaccine. So in February, actually January, I got my first dose. And then February, I got my second dose. So kana siya nga idea mo, okay na ko, okay, I'm vaccinated, I should be good. But we were
Yes.
still warned that bisan pag vaccinated na ka, nagya po kay chance nga matakdan ka. But I
Yes.
wasn't thinking much about that because I was following the protocol. I was wearing masks, gloves, face shield, tanan yun, ginabuhat, gina-follow. And then I went to see a patient, and paabot ako sa ilang balay na ay because it's an extended Filipino family. When you go to an American home, it's just usually the patient or another family member. Kung Filipino man good, nagite mga
Yeah,
mga
the culture
igsuon.
na to, di ba?
Na yung mga igsuon dito nagtabang. So I was doing my assessment, I was talking to the family, everything was good. And then the next visit I did, natingala ko kay ang wife dili na ako gakakita. Inko nga, man da imong wife di ay ingon sila nga, naa sa room kay she is resting or sleeping. So I was like, okay. And then that particular day, gi-assist na ko ang pasyente nga mag-apply og government insurance. So I stayed with the patient and the two other sisters to do a phone interview. So duol kay ko sa pasyente, pero naka-mask pa ko og nakakuan pa ko,
Oo.
naka-face shield.
Oo.
But then because of the time that I was there, and because I was in close contact with the sisters nga, nagmask man sila pero ginahubo-hubo kay giistorya sa telepono. So I was confident that everything was okay. And then going back a little bit, um, before I do my visits to my patients, especially the new ones, I always ask if they've been exposed to the COVID, if they got vaccinated. So wala daw, wala na exposed, wala exposure in the last 14 days. So I was confident. The second time that I was there, I spent siguro mga 2 hours and a half sa balay
Oh,
sa
long.
pasyente.
Longer.
The next day, the next morning, the sister called me and said, "Hey, my brother, the patient, went back to the hospital last night, and then they found out that he was COVID positive." I said, "What do you mean?" He said,
Oh.
uh, man siya nakakuha ana yung sila nga basig sa dialysis because he goes to dialysis 3 times a week. I said, that's kind of weird because dialysis centers here are very, very careful na sila yung mag-COVID testing every day or every time mag-dialyze ng pasyente. And then by accident, the sister told me, actually, the wife had it already. The wife had it already. That's the reason nga wala siya gagawa sa kwarto.
Yet
And
they
then,
are in the same
and then,
house.
and in the same token, the sister that talked to me said, I'm also positive. And my other sister that was in the house was also positive. So there were 4 people in the same household that were positively 100% COVID positive. And I was there. So, ang imo bitang frustration, Ma'am Ange and Ma'am Rachel, mura bag, what? Like, I've been trying to protect myself and doing all the protocol. I got, you do everything to the T, and then all of a sudden, oh, positive the Amy. So what I did, I immediately I already immediately isolated, and I have family members in the house
Oo.
nga wala pa nang vaccinate, you know.
Oo.
I have other patients that I needed to see, and I actually saw another patient, and naapag yung isa ka physical therapist na bisita sa pasyente, so I have to do the contact tracing myself right away. I isolated nga ang ako tang kauban rin sa balay, my partner was, I said, I can't go out of the room. You need to call people. I was frantic of
Yes.
making sure that kinsa tong, just like what Ma'am Rochelle was doing.
Oo.
Mura bag maghuna-huna na kinsa may ako na nakita nya labi na bitaw
Correct.
kanang you're dealing with people who are also sick. Kanya, also at the same time, I'm thinking about my other jobs, the airline. I cannot go back flying with a possible
Yes.
infection. So I called my doctor and ko nga, doc, kuan ko na-expose siguro ko sa kuan siya nga, well, let's wait for 3 days, 3 to 4 days before I could do the swab test. And then those 3 agonizing days nga na-isolate ka, gakontak ka, gahadlok ka sa mga tao basin na kinatakdan or ang imong frustration, ang imong kalagot sa family nga no nga ila nagtibuhat sa
Yes.
imuha nga no one was forthcoming about it, like
Correct.
grabe ninyo. I'm here to help out pero inyo kong gibutang sa kuan ba sa alanganin ba. So 3 days after I went to do my swab test, and then of course I was positive.
Oh gosh. Oh
And
gosh.
then I started having symptoms too.
Even
Sore
with the
throat.
vaccine, ha? You had
Even
the
with the vaccine,
symptoms.
I had the symptoms. I was running a low-grade fever. I was so tired. Tungod po siguro kay na-stressed out na.
Na-stress
Ang
na pud
COVID
ka. Oo.
manggod, once you start having the symptoms and you start getting very, very anxious.
Yes.
Munang makarelate ko kang Richelle, and Richelle's case was even worse than mine because na siya anak, pag-ulo siya ng anak.
Correct.
And yeah, that was last year. We don't know what was really going on, right? Wala
Yes.
ta kabalo
Oo.
kung unsa atong
Wala pa
gihapon.
foreign pa kaayo
Yes.
si COVID sa
Yeah.
atua at that time. 'Diba? Ana
We had
siya.
we had the warning, we had the mga nanatay mga mandates what we needed to do, but people were not believing. Well, until now,
Correct.
people are not still believing.
Kana
All
siya.
of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
kana, 'di ba? So
Agree
si
ako
So
Sir
dyan.
Yul, two faces of COVID victims. I call you first a victim and a survivor na dayon, di
right.
ba? Kay si Richelle was unaware asa yun. It's so difficult to trace with
Mm-hmm.
all that. And si Sir Yul was very careful yet naagi yung mga tao lagi nga mura bitaw dili siya mindful kani siguro atong mo transition ta sa atong conversation sa inana, although Richelle was saying nag-comment siya ako lang ni ipagawa Shell in about you sharing the news because I cannot imagine you um having that the confirmation nga positive ka and you informing. It takes courage, it takes humility, it takes being mindful to other people. I mean,
Oh yeah.
for you to inform them. 'Di ba? But nevertheless, it is a responsibility
It
that
is
we
a
ought to
responsibility.
do. 'Di ba? It is
Unya,
a responsibility. So, mo nang giingon ni Richelle, it's hard to break the news to someone whom you infected that he might be infected, but it must be done. 'Di ba? It's a responsibility.
it is a
Gyud siya.
responsibility
Malaki
of
yung
us
utang na
to,
loob ko sa kanila.
yeah, because
It
if
is.
you don't communicate, you have been potentially been exposed, then people will not will there will be no stop to the problem. Muna bitawng daghan kay kasakit. People are dying because of that.
Correct.
If we don't take responsibility for our actions, this is the end result.
Correct.
Luckily and thankfully, me and Richelle are survivors. We
Correct.
we managed. Thank God we were
Thank
able to
God.
come out of this. Pero
Correct.
naagi mga tao nga wala gid naka-survive.
Correct.
Yes.
So
And that
that's
is that is Sir Yul, yung sinabi mo tipong 'di ba, maingat ka pero may mga taong very responsible. And then that really, is painful on the side na hindi na sobrang ingat, 'di ba? May mga irresponsible practices kasi, no?
Oo.
Number one is lying, not telling the truth.
That's number one.
Number
correct.
one.
Ano bitang narrative ma'am age nga nakay symptom no? Niya may lang ka ayaw lang sulti kay basing mabuking ta. You
Oh,
know, when I hear people saying that, it makes me so angry and so frustrated kay instead of trying to solve the problem or the issue, dili na lang kamo sulti.
correct.
Okay lang lagi unta kung walay mahitabo, but then there are people that will not make it.
Correct.
And then
Correct.
I don't know how people can actually put it sa ilang konsensya ba nga responsible sila sa isa ka behavior nga wala nila gisulti.
Correct. Correct. No?
That is true kasi puwede kasing alam mo yun kahit kumakalat yung virus, we have to understand mga dear viewers na ang virus kasi scattered by asymptomatic and detected by symptomatic.
Symptomatic.
Oh,
Correct.
yes.
Correct.
So, just like what I said earlier, possibly yung nanghawa sa'kin ang lumabas siya yung hinawaan ko.
Correct.
'Di ba? So, that's irresponsible practice in the sense na you don't wear mask, you don't wear face shield, you don't physically distance yourself with other people. You think everything is okay kasi malakas yung immune system mo. Well,
Correct.
let's hear that. Thank God you have good health. How
Right.
about
Correct.
those na they cannot protect themselves and
Yeah.
um they have compromised cases na. Just like
Yeah.
in my case, no? Kahit anong konti lang. See, from what I heard from, experts, may mga konting virus tayo na nai-inhale.
Yeah.
Pero,
We
Yes.
do.
oh,
Yes.
but then,
Oo.
because
Our
we
body
wear
fights it. Yeah.
protection,
Yeah.
Oo.
konti na lang siya. And because we're careful and also ang immune system natin malakas, so hindi siya nagma-manifest, na-fight off siya ng immune system natin. However, kapag sobra na, 'di ba, it adds up. And that's what
Correct.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
na. So, it's very, very important na you just don't think of yourself, but you think of others as well.
That is the
Correct.
key. Thinking of others. Kasi when you are in the situation where ikaw na bitaw ang gasakit bitaw, ikaw na ang you're having shortness of breath, you're dili na ka makatindog, you have practically ang imong nahuna bitaw is you are between death or or
Life
getting
and death
better.
na siya.
Life and death na siya. And the problem there is when you are in that state, wala na kailangan huna-hunaan. You could no longer thinking of other people except sa imong mga loved ones nga unsay mahitabo sa ako, what if. So kanauntang mga atong mga kaigsuonan, atong mga ka-IH or the listeners, if you know that you have the symptom or you have been exposed bisag wala pa may symptom, just
Have yourself
report
check.
it. Yeah,
Correct.
have yourself checked and then say it. Tell it to other
Oo.
people. Kay mura man
Correct.
gud ning panahon na mo. This is the one of the ways that we can combat this, and we have been suffering with this virus for over a year now. It's too much
Correct.
already. Grabe na
Yeah.
gyud tayo. Yeah.
And it's not and it's not letting up, di ba? It's not letting go. Mura bitaw gataas na. Mura bitaw I've read hi Nef Luxon. He said better late than cremate. Murag inana bitaw. Please
Correct.
dili na to siya di ba no nga kana bitaw.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand why people would try to hide, why people would try to lie because siguro sa immense sa fear nga ma-discriminate, sa fear nga kana bitang will they be ever survive or sa fear bitaw nga tanawa tungod sa imong katangahan, tungod sa imong kakuanan. Pero COVID siya dangerous kaayo siya. We've seen the lives that were lost. And it's not just happening in Cagayan de Oro City. It's not just happening in the Philippines. It's global. So, cut the whatever, dihan mo giingon nga, this isn't real, pangwarta ra ni siya. Because thousands of people have already died. If pangwarta na siya, I cannot comprehend that. But ano siya siguro, no ba? Kana siguro, it takes a lot of kana bitong reflection to be mindful that our actions, our decisions really affect the people that surrounds us. Pirmiro ana imong family, 'di ba? Ang imuhang community, 'di ba? So we have to understand that siguro, 'di ba? Kay
Yeah.
inana COVID will only be defeated if we acknowledge nga naa siya and we
Yeah.
really fight for it with proper information.
Sige,
One-
pwede ako
yeah. Yes.
add gamay diha no Angel. Kanang sometimes we become too selfish like sige I will isolate myself.
Mm.
So you save
Yes.
yourself.
Mm.
I will isolate myself. That's it eh. You have to track
Correct.
down your steps 5 days backward. Siguro yung
Yes.
5 days forward, okay na yan because you're isolated na. So
Right.
you're pero yung 5 days prior to that, even like 10 days, ang akong gitrack actually 2 weeks prior.
Yes.
Because it's very, very important to be hearing about them. Ano na kaya nangyari sa kanila? Baka dahil sa akin or tungod sa ako, na ay namatay. Just like, I know this is ridiculous ha. I was talking to my husband just recently, sabi ko, what if I believe in San Pedro? Pagpunta mo kay San Pedro sa langit, no? Sinabihan ka ni San Pedro, ay, sorry, hindi ka makakapunta ng langit. And then you ask, why? Don't you know that, I'm the officer of blah, blah, blah. I'm the president of blah, blah, blah. I'm the director of blah, blah, blah. And I've helped so
Diba?
many people. I'm a doctor, blah, blah, blah. Uy, hindi mo ba alam na dahil sa'yo, may namatay na, ganito, na COVID. So, naka-anchor pa rin yun sa'yo. And
Oo.
mas malaki ang kasalanan pag aware ka.
Correct.
And
And
you
yet you didn't do anything.
deny it. So, let's be conscious about it. Salvation is individual, pero saving yourself, being selfish is very different from salvation.
Correct.
The other thing also, if I may add, kani manggong COVID manggod, a lot of people make this as a political battle, political
Yes.
statement, politika. There is America. Pag start aning COVID, they said it's a hoax. It was a hoax. It was, because all of us, we have the theory, we have daghang itang madunggan sa social media, in the news. We have so many information about where it came from. But ang mga tao mangod, they politicize it, and also they also make it as a religious
Religious.
battle. Mura bag ari ta mo tuo ana kay kuana gigamit na sa kuana kanang, you know,
666.
666 mga we are being given it's pangwarta na siya. And then when we have that kind of mindset, ang mahitabo nato ana, we become ignorant. And
Yes.
then ignorant comes with, kung ignorante naman gud ka sa kaning panghitabo, bro, confident na ka ba nga ang imong ka-ignorante diha na ka mo tuo, so you become arrogant. So
Ah,
there is always a fine line of when you when you when we are faced with situations like this, we really have to make a conscious mindset nga unsa tinuod ba gyud ni siya. When kaning COVID, when it started, it was called Corona, di ba?
yes.
Panhika-haka pa to, gikan
Oo.
sa China, but
Murag
it's
okay ra
deadly.
to. Oo.
And then we
Diba?
don't know. Onya, pagkahuman, and then it started killing people in China. And then it went to Italy. And then I remembered, um, it was in February, I was flying to Paris. So before we boarded, the passengers, we were called, kaming crew gitawag mi, inan mi nga, there's something going on in Paris. They will lock down the city when we get there. So you are not allowed to get off. You will be allowed to get off the aircraft. You will be in a holding room. We will know. You will know what will be the next step. We will just deplane the passengers, and then we take passengers back to the U.S. We won't have any layovers. So we landed in Paris. We deplaned passengers, and then we waited because no one knew kung unsay buhaton. Ang ila lang
Correct.
nahibawan at the time was daghan na kay nangamatay sa Italy. Daghan na pud ka pangamatay sa France, sa Paris. Mga hospitals
Correct.
puno na. People don't know what to do. So we were all cramped in the airplane. After a few minutes, we reboarded. We flew back to the US. Pag abot na mo diri sa Washington DC, we were put on hold for 3 hours inside the airplane because the government wala sila kabalog unsay buhaton sa mga tao. I-isolate ba mi na mga questionnaires no nagsakit basta it was so bad. So kung if we don't become mindful of the situation, and if we don't study and we don't believe science, mo na mahitabo sa atoa. We
Yeah.
become the problem.
Correct.
We become the issue kay mas mutuo naman ta sa atong
Silingan.
tilingan sa dili naman ta mutuo sa science, and then
Oh,
we
sa
tend to
silingan na lang.
believe dili man na kay, and this is, I know that a lot of people, and I pray, and all of us, I know that Richelle and Angel, we pray, we believe in God with all our hearts, with all our lives, right? Pero kana bitaw mo sulti na nga, dili na kita ning COVID kay we will be covered by the God shield. That is true.
Yes.
But we also have a moral obligation
To act.
to
Diba?
act and to learn and to inform
Yes.
other people. Yeah,
Correct.
kami ni Richelle are the living examples of this virus. Thankfully and thank God nga nangabuhi mi nga wala mi nangaunsa. Especially Richelle. I'm okay because Richelle na siya baby.
Yes.
PCS.
That
The
was really
doctors.
correct.
Yeah. It breaks
That-
my heart to when. Can you imagine?
I
Nga na-
actually, I learned of her case, Sir Yul, while I was
I can't.
listening sa presser. And there was this profile, and I
Right.
was like, OMG. So I have to call Richelle. I was in Claveria. Richelle, meron akong narinig na ganito.
Perfect ang profile.
Nasa?
Perfect.
Diba? Oh, perfect kay ang profile. Ikaw, watch ko lang na ilhan. So, ano.
All
And
talaga.
that's when, like, oo. And because ako na feel, I mean, wala pa ako nakaagi og panganak, pero my goodness, stressful
I mean,
na si COVID,
kuan ba?
nanganak pa ka, nakuan pa ka,
Yeah.
di ba? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Richelle, mo yun, saludo, ang giingon pa sa imong mom, God is good. 'Di ba? Hello po. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. And ingon pod si
Yeah,
Eden, God saves, praise God from all blessings flow.
that is true.
Tinuod.
Amen.
Yeah, that is
Pero
true.
mula
That is
gina
true.
mga kuan, mga
Ba?
ka-IH, mga watchers, mga viewers karon nga this is we should not wait na naapay mawala sa to, naapay magsakit or kita baka magsakit. And then we take action and then we start believing.
Yes. Uh-uh.
And then unya ato ra bang tendency kay di ba God protects us from because we pray, right? We
Yeah.
ask for protection, we ask for
Yeah.
healing.
Oo.
Unya, dabi kay naaman jud dili ma-heal na may mga matay. And then
Gani.
we start
'Di ba?
questioning God. Ano man
Yeah.
Ginoo? I
Oo.
did this for you. Unya,
Correct. No? Ako dili ko moingon. Ako ba? Before ta mo adto sa break, I'll just have to share this. Nga kana bitawng while God is there, ready to protect us, to answer our prayers, but it is not a guarantee that we should be complacent. It's not an excuse. Let's please not be complacent nga God will tawag nito, God will keep us, will protect us from all this. So mag-okay lang ko nga wala lang ko'y buhaton kay anyways ang imuhang sakit is pagkabubuton sa Ginoo. Goodness, walay, there's no such thing as that. There's no such thing as that, ha? Because God said be wise also, 'di ba? Be wise.
yeah,
'Di ba? So be wise means be properly informed.
right.
Keep yourself updated, get from the proper sources. Wala ako nag-question sa imong faith because COVID is a test of faith. Bahala ka kung sa
Right,
imong faith.
right.
But please, ang mando po sa Ginoo sa tuwa, look after yourself so that you'd be able to look after
Right.
other people.
Right.
Siguro, no? So, Sir Yul, we'll have a break first. I'll show
Okay.
another, maginhawa ta kay medyo, na kaya tong The next when we come back, will be coming from you, what are the tips that you can share
Sure.
para sa tong mga viewers on how we can really, really, really fight this COVID because that's what we are dreaming of. But meantime, let's watch this video. I'm so proud of this also. It's another output sa akong mga students and the song is an original composition. This is another harassment nga issue, but it's an original composition nila ang song. So, please do watch this.
Hindi nakapagtimpi si Sunshine Cruz ng bastusin ng ilang netizens ang swimsuit photo kasama mga anak na sina Angelina, Samantha at Cheska.
Hindi po yan simpleng panlalait or panghusga. Nambabastos po sila.
Tama nga bang sabihin, kung ayaw mong mabastos, magsuot ka ng maayos. O mas tamang sabihin, ikaw ay malaya at dapat respetuin. Hindi ko kasalanan, hindi mo rin kasalanan.
Wala sa iyong kasuotan, wala sa posisyon o katayuan, wala sa pisikal na iyong kaanyuan. Wala sa pagiging lalaki, wala sa pagiging babae, kahit paman kabilang ka sa LGBTQIA. Kapag bawal, itigil mo ang hindi ay hindi, respetuhin mo. Wag kang bastos, kung ayaw ay ayaw, pigilan mo. Wag kang bastos. Wag kang bastos, kung ayaw ay ayaw, pigilan mo. Kung ayaw mo mapahamak ang sarili mo. Wag kang bastos.
Sometimes, it's not a compliment, but a harassment. Many people are suffering due to harassment.
No means no. No excuses.
Don't do something or force someone for your own happiness that leads to sexual harassment.
Hindi sa edad babasehan, hindi rin dahilan umiruan man lang, hindi sa marangyang lugar o kahit sa iskinitang daanan man lang. Tulong sa glolo, tulungan niyo po ako makalabas dito. Hindi ko kasalanan, hindi ko kasalanan, hindi ko kasalanan kung ikaw ay bastos. Huwag kang bastos. Kung ayaw ay ayaw, tigilan mo pakiusap ko. Huwag kang bastos. Huwag kang bastos. Kung ayaw ay ayaw, tigilan mo. Kung ayaw ay ayaw, hawak ang sarili mo.
If it's unwanted, it's harassment. We have to have the courage to tell people if their behavior or the way they look make us uncomfortable.
Hindi ka basta tao lang. Mahal ka, may halaga ka, mahalaga ka. Ipaglaban mo ang iyong karapatan.
It's not a consent if you make me afraid to say no. Stop.
Stop.
Stop. Stop.
Stop
Stop.
Sexual harassment.
Huwag kang bastos. Kung ayaw ay ayaw, tigilan mo. Kung ayaw ay ayaw, hawak ang sarili mo.
Yon!
Wow.
Diba? I'm so
Wow.
proud, teacher. Wala ko'y gibuhat ha. I just let them say nga maghimo sila og ano. I don't take the credit, but those are all their work. Good job sa team nila ni Miggy Kaaminyo. The singer Sir Yul was
Congrats.
the composer of the song. Diba?
Very
And
good.
we are already mag-LSS na mi. Huwag kang bastos, di ba? O, gaka-LSS na mi. Ani. And we are working out the copyright of that song already. So mana siya. Watch out sa katong mga ano. And again, we'll be posting that sa amoang page para you can watch again their advocacy and please share, no? So that's another thing that we can advocate also in this world, di ba? Apart from being honest, being mindful in fighting this COVID, also because ani man gud siya, di ba, ang atong kalibutan is not stopping because of COVID. Things are happening pagihapon. Those kato mga cases, sexual harassment, verbal harassment, and all sorts. So,
Yeah.
inana lang yun siya. It's about being mindful. 'Di ba? So, eto na. Balik na to sa atong conversation with all that we had. So, mangayo siguro ko sa inyo ha, like, from your perspective, what else can we do to really like contribute nga para naman matabangan, because 'di ba the fight for COVID is not just the responsibility of our leaders and our health workers. Kay usahay man good, I find it arrogant, and I find it a little hypocritical. Sorry for my being blunt, but I have to be blunt para masabtan nato no nga we say nga saludo mi sa inyo ha mga health workers, and then what are you doing? Diba? So mura bitog, you're not helping the cycle You're not helping curb the cycle. You're not helping stop the spread of the virus. So mura bitog, we have to act. Diba? Because naapod tayo responsibility to stop the spread of the virus. So, kinsay mo una og share sa inyo ha?
Ikaw,
Rish?
ma'am? Rish?
Hmm?
Nara ko ano siguro it's a gratitude no, parang shout out sa neighbor namin.
Oo.
Just this week we are in focus containment kasi in our subdivision
Mm-mm.
because may mga cases, medyo matasagang case.
Mm-mm.
Just like last Monday, I was supposed to go to their house and then
Mm-mm.
very caring siya sa amin and then she told us na, "Ma'am, wag mo ayaw lang sa anhi sa among balay." Like she told me not to go to her house to get that something that I need. And she informed me na yun na nga may ano nag-expire na neighbor nila,
Mm.
unknown ang cause.
Mm-mm.
So, for me at my end ko, so parang 'di ba, parang
Oo. Di
okay.
pa naman alam.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
pero parang if you were to think of it in the pandemic mindset that's ano, that's really good. So,
Commendable, ba?
commendable siya. So,
Hmm.
and ma'am, eto she did not just inform me na mayroong namatay
Mm-mm.
na kapitbahay nila malapit sa kanila, but then she told me na may direct contact siya dun sa namatay. So, we don't know yet, ma'am. So, wala akong
Mm-mm.
hindi ako nagpunta sa kanila. And I'm glad
Mm-mm.
hindi talaga ako hindi ako nag-insist. You
Oo.
know what? A day after, nagawas
Mm-mm.
ang postmortem result ng COVID and the deceased was actually COVID positive,
Oh.
'di ba? So, that is very
So,
commendable 'no, na
mm-mm.
you will never know. You're saving a life already because of your honesty.
Correct.
You're saving and
Correct.
then I owe that person said ko, "Ma'am, thank you so much, because you're very
Mm-mm.
concerned about." Sabi niya, eh, she knows I have a baby, I have a family.
Oo.
Galing na rin kami sa COVID, so we don't wanna
Oo.
experience it twice, 'no? So,
Mm-mm.
mas mahirap ngayon kasi sobrang punuan ng mga facility. Unlike before, medyo
Yes.
gi-fever pa mi
Okay
ng
pa. Oo.
medyo nakakuha mi ka ng gamay nga ano ba, fever tungod sa
Correct.
akong situation. So,
Oo.
sige, going back to to your question, Ma'am Angel, about,
Oo.
how
Mga
to survive
tips.
it.
Oo.
Sige, I'll share to you, very common litanies that that people ask me, no? Um,
Mm-mm.
Even it happened right, a few weeks or a few months after na infect og virus, no?
Mm-mm.
I volunteered to become one of the parang support member.
Support group. Oo.
Oo. Sabi ko, if ever
Oo.
merong diyan, ganyan-ganyan, you can be
Totoo.
I can help you. It's because I know the
Mm-mm.
feeling. Yan. Ang usually kasi is ang mental
Mental
health.
health mo.
Yes, mental health. Like kung sa Bisaya pa ba, ang term nila is makabuang jud. Tinuod
Mm-mm.
jud na. Like when you're in the
Mm.
facility, sa naman ang facility nato here in Cagayan de Oro, it's really clean and it's good.
Oo.
Pero the fact that you are
Taken out
uh,
from the comforts of your home.
yes, also
Mm.
you are prohibited from doing something that you
Correct.
normally do for many, many years, no, 'di ba? And then
Mm-mm.
deprive ka ng freedom.
Mm-mm.
Yun ang
Kana.
no, like and then
Mm-mm.
ang daming, ang daming information na
Mm-mm.
nagmi-mix up. So, mental health is very, very compromised
Mm-mm.
when you are in
Correct.
the facility. So,
Mm-mm.
um now that I volunteered, so yan, may magte-text na, may tatawag na, especially after our conversation, ay yung first natin na
Oo.
ang dami talaga nag-message sa akin about that. As in,
Mm-mm.
mga buntis sa Manila, sa iba't ibang lugar.
Grabe.
I tried my
Oo.
best to answer all of them.
Mm-mm.
Giunsa nako siya. So I
Mm-mm.
was able to share and then I'm very grateful na I was able to tell them. Pero just
Mm-mm.
recently, for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks actually, na ay 5 na in total. Nag-asa ako, I will not mention their names. Na
Oo.
5 na nag-asa ako. Like, number one is that, what are the early symptoms? Kasi
Oo.
na-feel nung nung
Oo.
nagka-COVID. So I will tell them, the
Oo.
same thing that I shared with you earlier. Body
Mm-mm.
malaise,
Mm-mm.
na kakaiba, hindi lang siya exhaustion.
Mm-mm.
It's kapoy na lahi jud ang pagkakapoy. Then medyo may sharp, tolerable but sharp feeling na pinching sa back
Sa
ni mo. Also, fever, chills, ayan.
mm-mm.
And then start na.
Kana, oo.
When you have all those, medyo although sa ibang asymptomatic daw, nawalan daw sila ng panlasa. I never lost my
Oo.
my
Panlasa.
sense of taste. Oo. So,
Thank God. God is
oo.
really good sa
Oo,
iyo. Kay my
wala
goodness, with
siya
all that
nawala.
you've suffered. Oo.
So, yun, number one tinatanong nila is that, what are the early symptoms? So, I will share to them. And then they
Mm-mm.
will compare it with what they are feeling. So, ako po
Oo.
din na, so sabi ko, is
Mm.
it something? So, I try to verify it. Yung kapoy
Mm.
ba, isang kapoy nga medyo makaya ra nimo, ma'am.
Oo.
So, jud ibakod, ma'am.
Oo.
Pang
Mo na
ilang
na.
days na, sir. Mura kog nurse
Mm.
ba, mura kog doctor. Kaya second day na sa ko.
Huh.
Murag lahi na jud na, ma'am or
Oo.
sir. Ika
Oo.
third day sa ko, yun na. The second question nila is when to get tested. Magpa-test
Mm.
ko, saan pag-test?
Mm.
Sabi ko, ingani punta ka Polymedic. So I would contact, again,
Mm.
asa man ka ko. So I would list down,
Oo.
asa ka makapagpa-test sa CDO. So natay
Oo.
Polymedic, Red Cross, sa
Oo.
naana day sa Maria Reina and
Naana sila ron.
SM,
Okay.
naana. So bago
That's
na,
good.
naka-save na sa note, send ko sa ila.
Hmm.
So when to get tested? Kanus
Hmm.
pa-test na dayon.
Correct. If you have the
Why?
symptoms already.
Why delay it? Why delay
Hmm.
it? You cannot delay it. Number one, I'm not a medical expert, but this is what I learned. During the time na I was in the facility for 1 month and swab for 4 times. Because I will not be hypocrite telling her that, ang galing-galing mo magsalta ngayon before reklamador ka. Yes, I was a
Oo.
reklamador before. But this is
Moagi
what I
gyud
learned.
ka. Mm.
Yes, niagi ko nga ana nga na
Mm.
experience. It's because I was actually complaining in the sense na meron kasing WHO na guidelines and also there's a
Oo.
guidelines already from the DOH na 14 days
Oo. Okay
you're
na
not
ka.
infected na. Pero
Oo.
dahil magud ang atong diri sa CDO na
Panigurado.
panigurado lang po, which I
Mm.
understand now, especially daghang
Mm.
kaayo cases. So
Mm.
that's the time dito ko naka-learn na 72 days, up to 72 days, ang atong RT-PCR na machine maka-detect of fractals of virus. So, dili na siya
Wow.
infectious, ginagmay na lang siya, pero ma-detect
Oo.
gihapon siya sa
Murag residue ba?
RT-PCR.
Residue.
Yes. So,
Mm.
what's the point of delaying it? If you think
Mm.
that your symptoms have gone
Mm.
already, then ka magpa-test, wala na yung COVID. No, you're
Mm.
wrong. You have
Mm.
to get tested right away para peace of mind.
Mind.
Kay ingon pa ni Sir Yul ganina, ang
Mm.
anxiety na thinking of whether it's COVID or not, naman good na you're trying to
Correct.
deny it's COVID, but at the back of
Oh.
your mind, it's telling you na it's COVID.
Possibility is. No?
Oo, cognitive dissonance. You're
Mm.
trying to prove to yourself, dili ni COVID. No, 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 no,
Mm.
kapoy ra jud ni.
Mm.
Pero, at the back of your mind, COVID jud ni ba? So,
Oh.
makadugang na sa stress. Actually, ang stress o ang
Mm.
COVID parehas sila manifestation. No?
Mm.
Pero pandemic man gud karon, so dili ka mo towards stress. Mo towards the
Correct.
COVID.
Dapat dapat happy para strong si ano si tawagan na to ani antibodies. Oh my
No, dili,
gosh.
hindi siya.
Oo.
It will not work in this pandemic. So, when to
Mm.
get tested, it should be right away for peace of mind. Second is
Mm.
that para maka-contact trace na, scientific
Mm.
contact tracing ang mahimo,
Mm.
and then agapan tong uban na possible na infect nimo,
Exactly.
stop na sila. It's
Correct.
wrong na, pag medyo lumala na ako, ko magpa-test. What's the
That's
point?
too late.
Pag medyo nawala ang symptoms, ko magpa-test. No, get tested right away. Okay,
Correct.
next, third question nila is that, what to do to manage it? What to do to
Mm.
manage it, mga
Mm.
viewers, is that very, very simple. If you are still in the comfort of your home, do tuob. Eat
Yes.
healthy foods.
Mm.
VCO. I will tell you VCO, I'm not, tingnan to,
Dili ka fan
marketing this,
sa lasa
oh,
sa ano sa VCO.
yes. And I'm not marketing this brand, pero this is what
Oo.
I felt really different. The moment nakainom ko VCO and then
Mm.
Immune Pro. Sodium
Mm.
ascorbate. There's so many types of sodium ascorbate, but the Immune
Mm.
Pro is like a
Yes.
magic. Pag
Yes.
inom jud nimo, lahi jud ang feeling. Okay?
Correct.
So murag
Mm.
nawala tong mga ano. So vitamin C, Immune
Mm.
Pro, and then katulagi magtuob ka. Kung kaya pa
Mm.
kung naapa ka sa balay.
Napaka
Because
sa
during
balay.
my time, wala namang gud ko sa balay. So wala na siya naagapan ba, medyo
Mm-mm.
ni-escalate siya gamay. Dito na
Mm-mm.
sa
Pero
province,
nagtuob gihapon ka.
nagtuob ko gihapon sa facility,
Yes.
pero wala na siya
Mm.
napadayon because my baby was
Mm.
with me. Dito po magtuob ka,
Correct.
tapos ang baby mo na
Mom.
before
True.
ni-transfer ang baby,
Oh.
nakatuob ko, and it felt
Oh.
really good. Medyo
Oh.
na-alleviate ang sakit sa akong likod.
Mm-mm.
Okay? And
Mm-mm.
then, what happens in the facility? Unsay akong buhaton if I am in the facility already. I don't want you to experience the same experience that I had. Wala mi ka prepare. I will tell you right now, wala mi ka-prepare. Ang akong baby, wala siya'y damit. We only brought 3 clothes for my baby. Akong nadala 3 clothes ra gihapon because we were expecting 2 days na sa
Mm-mm.
hospital mi makagawas na mi.
Mm.
Promise, wala jud mi. So, it's very, very difficult when you have not prepared. Ang ako pang nadala mga damit is long sleeve. Kay aircon ba sa
Tugnaw.
hospital?
Oo.
Pag-abot sa facility, my gosh, wala.
Igang.
Kab
Kay
kabalo
open.
mo kabalo mo unsa akong gihimo, nanawag ko sa akong mga friends, "Please send me clothes." Okay ra na gula-gulanit na, walay problema.
Mm.
Kabalo mo sa akong size large or basta
Mm.
duag siya na damit. Gipadalhan
Mm.
ko duag nga damit, mga duster, losyang,
Mm.
bahala na.
Basta
I
may
need to have.
masulob.
Oo, basta masulob ra siya. Kay lisod maglaba pa ko. Ang baby
Correct.
nako, ang gamit sa akong baby, I was very grateful to Mother Nanay of Mindanao. They really rescued, nagpadala akong friend gipadalhan og baby's clothes. Ang spoke pod nagpadala og kanang ang among care group nagpadala og 2 bags na mga old
Mm.
clothes. Sabi ko mo dawat kog old clothes. Walay
Mm-mm.
problema kay wala na jud gamit akong baby. Wala
Correct.
na receiving blanket whatsoever. And then
Correct.
nagsige mig text padalhin mi kanang langgana, balde. Kay maglaba
Yes.
ko. Maglaba
Oo.
ko. Lisod kaayo.
Pati
So,
kettle. Oo.
kettle, yan, electric. I was
Mm.
very thankful na ipadala ko electric kettle ni Ma'am Fajardo at that time. Di ko
Mm.
very importante jud to. So, what I did is that na ako'y listahan na sa akong notes. Ako na
Mm.
siyang i-save tapos i-send na ako sa mga taong like unsay dadon. Yung isang
Oo.
natay isa ka faculty diha iyang sister-in-law na COVID po. Gilista na nako, gipasa na ako sa iyang listahan sa mga
Mm.
dadon dito sa facility. Okay?
Mm. That
And then
helps.
prepare clothes for 14 days. Kaya ang giingon sa amo
Mm.
in the first is that prepare clothes for 3 to 5 days. Katong sa akong anak, o sa
Mm.
pagkumangko na ni Apas kay pick up na sila diri sa balay. Wala
Oo.
may damit sila 3 to 5 days. No, expect for the
Long
longer
haul.
time. No, long
Mm-mm.
14 days jud. So
Correct.
para dili lisod jud guys.
Mm-mm.
So I don't want you to experience the same. So
Mm-mm.
I am here to help you what to bring in the facility and what to do in the facility na.
Mm-mm.
This is what you need to do if the facility provides a space na amang good time ana maka-jogging mo, makagawas mo. Pero still
Mm-mm.
wear mask. Why?
Oo.
Sometimes naana ka dito sa ika-10th day nimo. So dili na ka-infectious no? Dili na
Oo.
kayo infectious. Naay mo abot
Oo.
na
Bago.
bag-o.
Mm.
Silingan ra mo, dili mo same room. Kabalo
Mm.
man sila kinsa ang i-mix sa isa ka room. Kung dili kami
Mm-mm.
we're grateful kay isa ka family may isa ka room jud mi. Pero ang uban
Oo.
nagamix sila, duha sila.
Mm.
So kung pwedeng duha sila nga sabay silang niabot, sabay sila ni-infect.
Okay ra.
Pero sometimes na ay
Mm.
window time na 2 to 3 days. So
Mm.
you have to wear mask. Ha?
Mm.
Still wear mask inside. Kay dili wala ka kabalo nga base ang niabot bag-ura or nagbaklay-baklay ka dihang niabot.
So mag-repeat na pod.
O mag-repeat ka.
Goodness.
So let's protect ourselves and
Mm-mm.
make yourself try to bring books na mabasa nimo Bible.
Mm.
I have a Bible in my so basahon jud nako to. I wish I had the
Correct.
devotional book na na-download kay
Mm-mm.
kinay kaayo
Oo.
internet ko. So kanang ang gihimo sa akong bossing Sir Alex is that gipadalhan
Oo.
ko laptop sa facility. Kay kabalo sila grabe akong struggle. Michelle, we will
Oo.
padala. So I don't want you to
Oo.
reach that point na sige, magdala mo og laptop. No, no, no. As okay ra
Mm.
siguro na na cellphone, ay tablet na malingaw mo,
Ma-busy.
ma-forget ninyo ang
Mm.
ang situation. So, and of
Mm.
course, it's very important that you have a support group. So try
Correct.
to contact people na sa inyo, maka-connect sa inyo. I'm
Correct.
glad that the city has a kanang murag support group dire pero
Naa
I was
sila, di ba?
manawag sila. Pero at that time I
Mm-mm.
was not open to them. I was not open
Oo.
kay murag i-repeat na sad nako din stranger ba sila pero
Hassle
for
na.
others,
Oo.
for others
Oo.
siguro okay to. Pero kung
Mm-mm.
naa mo yung friends, sige lang i-throw in ra ninyo ang mga tanang problema nila, maminaw man na sila. Na ako'y
Correct.
isa ginatawagan na tanang rant na ako, ibutang na ako dito. Wala na ako gi-post sa Facebook. Kay di mo
Oo.
so, tanang gihatag na ako sa iya. Sige lang, ma'am, maminaw ako sa imo, ma'am.
Oo.
Sige kung text. Just
Oo.
after anak, murag,
Ma-relieve na.
okay na.
Tinood.
So,
So,
that's
support
what I'm
group.
telling you. Support group is very,
Mm-mm.
very important. So, kanara, so far akong maano. Siguro ang uban,
Wow. Kana lang extensive na kaayo to Richelle. That's very very helpful gyud siya. You're giving us a picture of how it is, but we do not want, we're not praying nga ma-experience namo, but it helps that we have a picture, 'di ba? We have an idea because it helps us be prepared. But
Yeah.
God forbid. God forbid gyud siya. No? Ngayon but I like what you what you did bitaw kay Sir Yul, si Richelle. This is siguro the ano, 'di ba? The ba kanang bawi ba kay Richelle was open to our
Yeah.
group sa amo, 'di ba? When you are open, then help would come in. 'Di ba? Kaysa naman pod ano magud siya. Mura bitaw, that's the beauty of it. If you open up your vulnerability, people would come in to support you.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Because you're not gonna win, you're not gonna fight COVID alone. There are people who would be very willing to help you, to assist you nga maka move out ka ani nga situation. So that's one thing nga inyong tan-awon, 'di ba? Nga para musulti ka, magpahibalo ka.
Yes, during the time I was I would admit nahiya ako na sabihin na COVID positive ako because I was in the denial stage. Okay?
Yeah, that's understandable.
Pero
Cycle yun na siya sa tao.
after na nanawag nanawag po sila na share what's happening, and then kita na ako sa news na akong profile. All out information.
Wala na gyud. Oo.
All out information. Kulang na lang pati block and that number.
Correct, tinuod. Grabe nga description.
Ganyan ko. We've got nothing to lose. And then,
Gani.
when we opened it up, to be honest, grabe outpouring ang blessing. To be honest,
True.
ang among popcorn, karon ra nahurot. Last month ra nahurot ang tanan isang natin na since September, to be honest. And that's really very and then I'm very grateful. Kanang mahal ni saka man gud ang among billing sa hospital kay lahi ang akong room, lahi ang bata.
Correct.
IVIG akong bata, daghan kay basta. And daghan kayong blessing because we open it up. You're right. Once you open up your vulnerability, a lot of people prayed for us. I've heard sa TV, sa ano pangagani sa mga radio and some social media na kung gana ako it feels so good na uy gipray ka na just ingani nga group. It feels so good. Makadugang na sa imong ano pa.
Pa-boost ba, no?
More prayer, more power.
Oo. Correct. 'Di ba? So, ana gyud siya. No, it helps. So si Sir Yul,
yes, ma'am.
What about you? What tip can you give? Murag na ano sa ako lang nun sa ni ako ang ano. Please go ahead, Sir Yul.
Kuan, in detail na ito ka Ma'am Richelle, murag wala na ko'y masulti.
Diba,
Pero one thing I can share is kuan na lang the human side of this COVID ba.
Yeah.
The humanity and the humility of us being Christians or bisag dili ta Kristiyano, because we have all different kinds of belief system. Pero what I'm trying to say is if you care enough for yourself, you should be able to care for others as well.
Amen.
Unya kuan pod kanang I cannot emphasize enough kanang the sense of being mindful nga imo jung isulti, imo i-communicate, and then also let's believe in science.
Yeah.
Kay kuan ba na siya, connected ba na siya sa Ginoo? Kung mutuo tas Ginoo, mutuo po tag science.
Correct.
Kay importante man na siya. And then kita nga na ay mga voice, natay platform, we have the influence. We have to use that fully nga para makatabang ta sa uban mga tao. Kanya, sa atong denomination bitaw, we emphasize big on health ministry, caring for others. Now, kung dili ta kabalo mo care sa uban nga mga tao, then ang atong pagtuo sa about health and helping and being kind to others, dili na siya mo put into practice, mura na siya lip service.
Correct.
So,
diba?
Wala pa tanahuman sa COVID, but the good thing is there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and we have now better management. Can you imagine katukang Rachel sa iyang time? She was so unprepared kay wala ang po nahibawan. People were still learning about the virus. ang iyahang trend, ang iyahang how it affects other people. At the same time, people were dealing with death. Daghan na kay nangamatay at the same time. Pero
Correct.
karon manggod kay nanatay daghang knowledge. Like Rachel is now sharing unsa iyang experience, unsa ang iyang unsay dapat buhaton. Kana dako na kay na siya nga tabang. Nya
Correct.
kana pud siya, it will give us more idea nga kani siya nga sakit dili ni siya hoax mga kaigsuonan, mga ka-IH. This is not
Yes.
a hoax. This is real.
Correct.
People are dying, still dying every day. People are still sick. Ang kanindot lang kay nanatay mga preventive measures, and we have
Correct.
people who have experienced it first hand. Unsa gyud ay ni siya. So mutuo na ta sa ilaha. Dili na ta maghulat nga kung ano ni it's
Mahitabo pa
just
sa imuha.
yeah,
No?
it's just a flu or kung ano ni siya, man-made na ni siya. It could be man-made, but then we are given the knowledge, we have an understanding from God na kani siyang panghitabo could be a reminder for us na to care for each other and to be mindful of what's really going on in our world right now. Mga lang na
Correct.
siya yun. Yeah.
Ba?
And we will, kani mahuman naman po yun siya. And in fact, there is among city, yesterday, we can now go out without a mask. We can go to different stores. Oh, because if you
Sana
are
all.
lagi, if you
Sana
are
all.
fully vaccinated, can now go out without a mask. You can now go to a store without a mask. If you are fully vaccinated. Ang problema sa mga tao na napoy problema no, nga dili mapabaksin, nangita og fake nga vaccine record para kung sitahon sila, nasa sila mapakita. Why would you lie? I have known of people nga mga nurses pod in the health profession nga dili mapabaksin kay dili di sila mutuo kay kuan lagi daw there's a chip whatever that is, you know.
Goodness.
Ilaha man pud na, but
Oh.
it that's not true. That's a lie. That's a big lie. Dili mapabaksin, mamakak na lang sa ilang mga pasyente.
See?
So unsa na, I cannot wrap my mind around that ideology of people na mamakak na lang para dili makavaccine, para dili sila mapangutana kung na-vaccinate na ba sila or dili. You are not only putting yourself at risk, you're also putting, once again, we go back to the same cycle. We go back, we go around a vicious circle because we refuse to believe and we refuse to follow.
No?
Lisod
Hay,
kaayo ba? Lisod kaayo. But then,
Correct.
the good side of all this, nana magudtay, nanatay vaccine. So kung naamoy chance mapabaksin, pabaksin mo.
Correct.
You know? I know that the vaccine was developed rather fast. Kay, di ba normally ang mga vaccines is, kuan man, it will take years. Pero because this is a pandemic and we're trying to save lives as much as we can. Mula ginagingon sa akong mga friends sa UK, sa other parts of the world, nga, kuan yun ta, musunod yun ta sa protocol.
Correct.
Kay lisod ba
Diba?
kayo? Unya,
Oo,
lagi mo sultita nga we salute the healthcare workers ato mga heroes. Yeah, but then we can also do our part
We
by
are also heroes. It's
believing.
not only the healthcare workers.
Yeah.
Kita pod.
Rochelle
ang
is a hero.
Correct. I
Rochelle,
was about to say.
Rochelle is a hero for
Everyone's a
Correct.
hero. Walang ano
Yeah.
eh.
pero yeah,
Lahat ng part.
yeah, pero
Correct.
kung naamang good tayo platform, kung naata influence, especially, you know,
Oo.
ato yun na siyang spread nga mga kaigsuonan magbantay gyud ta, let's do what our part. Kung nanatay symptoms like Rachel is saying, pagpa-test na diretsyo kung kay
Gani.
naagyo na sa imong likod sa imong huna-huna. I was talking to a friend the other day and she said, kung kiubo lagi ka, naulanan ra man gud ko.
Hala no. Ako
I know,
gani
pero
I'll share katong last year nga murag change of season from summer to murag pa ano na pabugnaw na o di syempre nagsip-on na mi. Mura na mig praning. As in the tuob the gargle the ano kay observe ta sa balay kay
Yeah.
hoy with all the VCO na gyud ming tanan-tanan vitamins laklak ka kay then mag-observe kay hoy ba pa man COVID kini mga inana na gyud ang nangahitaw
yeah.
sa
And that is what that's how we do our part. Kay kung
Di ba?
dili siya COVID, mas maayo gani. Praise God, di
Correct.
ba?
Praise the Lord.
Praise
Di
the Lord.
ba?
Pero kung
So,
naa man
inana.
galing, we can do something about it. And it's not a
Yes.
stigma. Like Rachel
Correct.
was saying, and naulaw siya kay na COVID
Oo.
siya. You
Oo.
know, there's a stigma really kay
Oo.
mga tao murag madlok na sa imuha, murag
Oo.
unsa na ka. And
Oo.
then, you know, we still don't know kung unsa ba gyud ni mga other long-term effects atong lawas. We don't know.
Correct.
Ang
Oo.
kaning vaccine, you know,
Oo.
we don't know. But then
Yes.
it is protecting us right now, and
Yes. It's the known.
it will bring us back to our normal. You
Correct.
know, makabalik na sa atong trabaho, mga bata maka-eskwela na, people will travel
Oh, I long
again.
for that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Daghan na tang mabuhat ba? We can hug each other, you know. Kita mo
Yes.
mga human.
Nami-miss ko na yan. As in.
Social being ta eh, 'di ba? We do socialize. We love to ano gyud. Nga kana bitang hay, nako, we can freely like chit chat without the mask, with all those protection, all those physical distancing that you consider mga
That is
inana
true.
pa, 'di ba?
Actually kami, nagba-biking, even biking ha, we have to wear mask. Nagmamas
Gani.
talaga ako even. And then I wish na
Hmm.
mawala na yung mask. I'm very glad sa place ni Sir Yul.
Hmm.
Naku, how I wish, sana all na lang
Sana
talaga.
all.
Pero,
Lagi.
Yes, sana.
di ba, I
Yeah.
hope a lot of people will really cooperate, no? Para
Yeah.
Yeah.
matapos talaga to. May disiplina, mas mabilis matapos ang COVID.
Right.
Totoo.
Right.
Totoo.
Yeah.
And cooperation.
And
Because I
speaking of
posted
ano,
once. Go ahead, Rish.
ah, speaking of stigma, Sir Yul, you're right. There's a stigma, no? Pero
Hmm.
you know what? That was in my mind before. Pero when we came
Mm-mm.
back, I thought, or
Hmm.
like during the time, I really cut off
Yeah.
myself from the
Yeah.
GC sa among
Oo.
subdivision. And then a
Oo.
lot of, mga silingan namo nag-message na day sa mo na, "Ma'am, how are you?"
Hmm.
Blah, blah, blah. Because they know,
Hmm.
we've been very
Yeah.
careful.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
know na,
Correct.
like, conscious food me sa mga buto. And then they are concerned.
Mm.
Others, dili na to maano sila, mabaso sila nga. Concerned po
Oo.
sila. Isa na
Oo.
sila, ana-ana. But then
Hmm.
there were people who actually defended us, fought for us. And when
Hmm.
we came back, to be honest, um, we came back 11:45 p.m. of
Yes.
September 30.
Oh.
Mm.
Pagka October 1, can you imagine? October 1 na namin sa balay.
Oh.
So, October 1 sa buntag, like that's the first morning na yung sunlight from our doorstep na.
Hmm.
And we went
Hmm.
outside na nag-pass by na mga neighbors namin, like, they were looking
Hmm.
like, "How are you?" Like, "Kamusta ang baby?"
Hmm.
You see,
Hmm.
there's a stigma and that's just on our part. Pero sa uban jud ba,
Correct.
Yeah.
sa
Oo.
emotional. So,
People care.
just
Yeah.
recently, there are like two people who called me like for 2 consecutive days na actually. And then I'm very glad that that person who called me up said na, "I will report this. I will report my
Hmm.
Mm.
case." Like this is something
Hmm.
na
Yeah.
ah
Hmm.
hindi to kain-kain lang or hindi to something na
Oo.
nakuha ko this is
Hmm.
different na rin siya. So I will report this. So I'm
Mm.
very
Yeah.
glad
'Di
hindi ko siya
ba?
pinush. I did not push
Hmm.
him to do it. But then I
True.
texted him, "Sir, I salute you. Grabe, you're
Correct.
setting the
Saludo.
example."
Yeah.
Totoo. Sana all, 'di ba? So in all this bitaw, no, in all this nga kaning atong conversation, I thank you so much Gino for sharing your time kay ako. It really kay mas na-enlighten pa ko, and sana sa itong mga ka-IH pod, I believe we they share the same feeling sa ako ano, cause you two are heroes, are angels nga nagpahibalo sa mo how it is to survive this, because we will really survive. Mas better na
We
karon ang
will.
situation eh.
We
Mas
will.
better
We
na
will
ang
survive
situation for,
this.
because there's people like you who can share us your experiences na mga facilities na to better na siya, improve na. It's only a matter of cooperating.
Correct.
Ngo man gyud na siya, 'di ba?
True.
Cooperating. Like because if you look at Wuhan, they are the epicenter. That's how it started. They were like grabe gyud. But look at them now, 'di ba? In just a matter of less than a year, they were able to rise up and then
Mhm.
boom, as if normal na sa ila. But of course, they still maintain those mga masks, because I heard like I have friends there nga naa dito sa Wuhan, but inana sa ila. So the bottom line is cooperation. Ba? Because
Yeah.
diha na mo connect si mindfulness, diha na mo connect si caring for others, diha na si mo connect so stewardship, your responsibility to help others, diha na siya musulod. And
Yeah.
as a Christian, di ba, it is our moral responsibility, our civic duty, di ba,
Yeah.
that as we survive here, blessed pa ka, kay healthy pa ka, pero you also have the obligation to help others. One, help them be properly informed so that number two, they can be spared or be prepared for whatever any eventualities. So
Yeah.
yun siya siguro, no, that sums up our conversation.
Yeah.
Salamat kaayo sa
Thank you.
inyong
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the
time.
Thank you
opportunity.
kayo.
Ba? Thank you gyud
Ma'am Ange.
kaayo, no.
And
Salamat,
our yeah,
salamat.
atong prayer lang yun nga, we will be more aware, self-aware of what's going on. And yeah,
Gani.
faith in God, we know that
Correct.
our kani atong times mo naman yun ni siya where we
Mauman.
are living in the times there were daghan na gyud
Correct.
kay panghitabo.
Mm-mm. Ba?
This is faith
Yeah.
in action.
Correct. I was
Amen.
about to say amen. I was
Faith in
about to
action
say
gyud ni siya.
this is the time of a test of your faith, not your religion.
Right.
It's faith, not religion.
Religion.
'Di
Yeah.
ba? And make your faith move. 'Di ba? This
Yes.
is faith in action. Basa lang tag before we go, mga comments mama ni Richelle nag-ingon, amen, God will protect
Ay,
us,
ma.
kaya have faith, let God moves. Exodus 14:14, the Lord shall fight for you. For you shall hold your peace. 'Di ba?
Amen.
Hi po! Nag-meet na kami dyan. Sa ano pag yun? Sa SM. Hi, ma'am. And Eden also, grabe yun yung family. Then you have a mission. I think this is a message for you, Richelle. And also, Sir Yul, that you have a mission to share God's marvelous grace through your experience. Health is the right arm of the gospel.
Gospel.
True, 'di ba? And our church, na to ano lang ha, our church is blessed. Ito nakuha ko din siya sa sermon kaganina from the global camp, no? Our church is even blessed because established na ato ang health, na atay ato ang sa health o sa atong
Exactly.
education, 'di ba? All we have to do now is to apply that.
And that's
Okay,
why, Ma'am
prepared
Ange,
ta.
I really
Diba?
implore kanibitaw na ay mga influence sa social media na itay channel sa atong mga virus
Yes.
channels that we have sa atong denomination. Use that because use the tool kay kita ang
Yes.
you are the voice. You have more of a voice than the local people, local members. Kay ang mga tao manggod sa gatan-aw sa to, karon look at the comments of these people. They look to
Yeah.
us, they look up to
Correct.
us because we have the influence. So let's use
Correct.
that. Let's use that.
Correct.
Kay importante kayo na siya. It's not just the pretty face, brothers and sisters. It's not just the pretty face. The pretty face
Correct.
can go.
Substance
Yeah.
over matter,
Yeah.
ba? Quality
Ano
over
pa
And then wear your mask. Come on, you guys, wear your mask.
Yes, true,
Wear your
true.
face shield. It will not distort
Correct.
your image. Come on, seriously.
Gani.
Ayun, napakita.
Bago thanks for highlighting that, Sir Yul. Kay di ba nga to aba, Richelle, no, because we are part of magud siya sa ministry, di ba? We have experienced that the power of messages, of
Yeah.
images. The power of images to
Images.
send or convey a message. So, whenever you come out, 'di ba? Sa imong paggawas ana siya sa imong platform, that wala pa kay giistorya, that already conveys a message,
Right.
'di ba?
Correct.
So if makita nila you're mingling with people, we're in the pandemic and yet muralag hello. Chill kay ka. We know wala pa ka na vaccinated. We know wala mo ga swab test, 'di ba? So please don't fake it.
Yeah,
Don't
bisan
fake
bisan
it.
pag na-vaccinate
Diba?
na gani, but then
Correct.
we still have to do our
Gani.
part. We still have to
Oo.
do it. Yeah.
I think
Diba?
kung Sir Yul, na-challenge ko sa imo kasi I have a YouTube channel. I also have a Facebook page sa among family. And then
Oo.
wala ko content kaayo karon. And thank you
No,
for
it's
That's
reminding me. I will really find time ngayon to
Yeah.
spread awareness. And
Especially
Oo.
now, we are now at the stage of this pandemic nga daghan mo gutag knowledge ba. This is the part where we're pushing it more. Okay, we
Correct.
cannot go back 5 steps. We already have made a lot of stride
Correct.
to combat this virus, this pandemic.
Correct.
Unya mobalik na pud ta. I heard that na ay mga churches nga nagsirado kay na ay mga cases. That's a good step. But
Yes.
then walk the walk, talk the talk. You do your part. Nga inyo nang
Gani.
buhaton. Inyo nang
Yes.
kuan, inyo nang i-spread out ang inyong kuan, ang what
Continue
you
the
yeah.
pace, 'di ba? Continue
Continue
the
the pace. We're
pace.
almost there. We're almost
Yes.
there.
Keep it
Yeah.
up na kumbaga, 'di ba?
I was
Maintain
telling my
it.
students, ang atong
Mm.
ano karon, like ang atong spirit animal is
Mm.
carabao. Anong carabao? Slowly but we get the job done.
Ay,
Exactly.
yes. I
Amen.
like that. 'Di ba? I like that.
I like that
Ba?
yeah.
Tama, tama, tama. Tinuod, 'di ba? You don't necessarily have to. Si mama pa, wisdom ni mama. Dili nimo kinahanglan nga unsa na bitbito ng isa ka sako sa bugas. O, 'di ba? Igantang-gantang, i-per kilo, basta kay makaya nimo siya,
Yeah.
'di ba? So, si Ma'am, hello mother, you are watching us. Si Ma'am Nelfa, atong kauban ni Rish sa USTP. Hello. Thank you for
Hi,
watching Insha. Your
ma'am.
resource
Hello,
speakers are
ma'am.
amazing persons as well.
Oh, thank
Thank you
you.
very
Welcome
yun
tayo.
siya.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much for this very timely topic today. It's very inspiring. True, true, true. Jud siya. 'Di ba? And si Ana Teresa is saying, thank you.
Happy
Happy
Sabbath.
Sabbath po.
Peace,
Ayun
Sabbath.
siya. 'Di
Ma'am
ba?
Rochelle, kato
And,
imong giingon nga ko ana, kato imong page. I will look for that kay dako kay na siya nga
yes,
tabang yun.
Sir Yul,
Especially now.
it's our family. Cute kay na sila. No, but because Richelle has an advocacy pod nga in Ana.
Very
Siya,
good.
'di ba? Ana, because
I
it's
will
showing
na
their
karon man
vegan
mag-live
family.
ako.
Ana. Oh, 'di ba? So, yun na
Create
lang
ko,
siya. Little by
challenge ko.
little.
Challenge ko. Like, we have a platform.
Yeah, it will
Oo.
just take
Oh,
like one conversation like this to,
correct.
encourage
'Di ba?
us to do more. Okay.
Yes,
So
Sige.
much.
yun. And
My turn.
and si Mama na pod nag-ingon siya. Psalm 23:1, si Jehovah maong ako magbalantay, walay makulang ka nako, kaya thank God. Tinuod.
Amen.
Praise the Lord. Yun siya. And wala nato siya. Kabantay ba mo mga ka-IH, we're all wearing black
Black.
for no
Oh, well,
reason at all.
yeah.
Wala mi nagsabot or dark, 'di ba? Sir, yun wala mi
Nagkataon lang.
nagsabot. Oo. Nagkataon lang. Kindred souls.
Yeah.
And thank you po, Ma'am Dada, for watching us. Thank you so much for the informative topics. Yun.
Thank you, Sounds.
Yun
Happy
sa inyo,
Sabbath.
ha.
Now,
Yes.
so paayo
Nagbutag yun siya.
ka. Magpaayo ka kay
Oo.
nagsipon-sipon na ba ka the other day?
Yes, gani, 'di ba? And bago data mo go, Sir Yul, because si Sir Yul is also one of the sponsors. Rich, i-promote lang nato. No, we have an upcoming mga ka-IH sa among lahing advocacy.
Yes.
'Di ba? We have an upcoming webinar on urban microfarm. Rich, medyo na-stretch siya ha. Pasensya kay. This is
Oh,
layout,
need to
nag-layout ani si Richelle.
layout og ayo.
Oo. Di
Mo
okay
according
ra siya.
sa specs.
Yeah, gani. Oh, so mga ka-IH no, by June 1 to 4 na ang GSK sa Pikas na punta, but it will be also broadcasted here sa IH no. That's 2 o'clock in the afternoon for 4 days. We will have a webinar on urban community farm. So it's a series of webinar actually. Tulo na siya ka-pace nga ka-klase. So magsugod ta sa tong agri-eskwela karong June 1 to 4. Please register, visit the page GSK CDO. Asa na ba 'to kung gihimo? There. Yon, GSK CDO. Di ba? Di kay ko ready mo promote. Diba? So, yun, it's because this is our initiative. Nagsugod ni siya last year no kay para matabangan ta sa atong food security nga di ra pug kaayo ta pwed mawindang ba nga wala tay kaunon kay nag-COVID na siya. So mananom ta sa kabalayan, dili lang siya og mga ornaments. Di ba, Richelle, kamo
When we
family?
came back, Sir Yul and Angel, when we came back after 1 month, so syempre, tubo na ta ng mga sagbot dire. Pero, good thing ha, nabili na talong, kamatis, okra.
Wow.
Kagawas man good for another week because we also protected,
Yeah.
pag ura man mi gawas, so na-expose man gihapon dito. So, sige, naapatay 7 days, dira ta sa balay. So, katuwa mo gikaon, talong, kamatis.
Diba?
Kanang manabilin pa dire. Survive.
Yeah.
Gani,
Kaning
survive.
GSK, di ko ang gini siya, natawo ni siya because of COVID. So there are
Yes.
really many great things that happened because of
Yes.
COVID, as bisag sa
Correct.
kalisod, di ba?
Tinuod.
So, yeah.
So, and salamat kay Sir Yul for the sponsorship because si Sir Yul was
Oh,
one of the huge
always.
sponsor
Oh.
yun sa Tuarang Padala, and we were able to distribute seeds.
Thank
so,
you,
magparte
thank you.
na puntaan na karon.
Balik
So,
na punta, Mami.
anyways, yes, balik na puntaan na Sir Yul. Salamat kaayo sa inyong time sa inyong duha.
Yeah.
We can
Ma'am,
go
pwede ko
on, we
mag-greet,
can
ma'am?
proceed. Sure, sure.
I would
Before we
like to
go.
greet my family, my nephews and my nieces. I think they're still watching right now. And akong partner si Jan. My classmate, my batch 19. Di alam kung
Sige.
sa nga year, but my classmates are watching too because I forced them to watch. Oh no, not really forced, but I asked them to watch our show today. Thank you, and also to Shirley, Early Corrine, Brad in the UK, my best friend Leslie in Chicago, and also kinsa pa ba nalimtan ako? My mom in New York right
Yeah.
now. Wa pa siya nakabalik, ma'am, kay na-enjoy pa siya sa sister.
Sige lang, diha lang sa siya, pod.
Yeah,
Ba?
sige.
Oo. She's
All
better
right.
there. Oo.
Thank you,
So,
Ma'am
Rish,
Rochelle.
greetings
Yes.
sa imo ha, family,
Yes.
bago ta mag-ano.
Okay, first is like, naminaw mo siguro akong mama. Di man comment. Ma,
Nay. Oo,
salamat
ma.
ha. Ingat dyan. Also si Eden, thank you. Akong
Mm-mm.
sister na nag-feed og mga important health information. Also, I think this is also the perfect time to thank people who were there for me during those down moment na mo. So sige lang ako na istorya dire, although I've mentioned it in the comment section and also in our part before, no. USTP, you know who you are. Tibok USTP na lang. Meron sila digital transformation ng CSTE, Cal Office, DTL. Tanan mo, salamat kayo sa inyong tabang. Also ang Spook and our care group, ilang padalang pagkaon, mga supplies, provision. Sa mga individual na tao na nagpadalag food, especially na grabe na jud pura nami sa meat. Yan, salamat
Oo.
kaayo. Also,
Ayan.
among silingan here for like accepting us, wala jud na, uy, ayaw sila pabalik diri na.
Oo.
And also, you Angel and sa akong two doctors, si Dr. Ranel, the PG of my daughter, and also Dr. Reliquete, although nagka-COVID po siya tungod na ako, mas nauna pa siya nakagawas kay very, ano siya, kanang happy nga tao ba? Ako, ano ko, warrior ko, pero siya, nagawas na siya, which is very, good po kay, kinahanglan siya sa iyang mga pasyente, daghan po siyang
Correct.
RX na patients. Sorry kaayo, Doc, na takdante ka, and also katong isa ka nurse, yan. Pero we all came out success. Walay namatay
Amen.
na, praise God, walang namatay na natakda na ako.
Gani. Amen.
Amen. Amen to
Diba?
that.
But no, Richelle.
Ingon pa si akong si Sir Alex ha. Yan, it's okay to be part of the statistics.
Yeah.
Like COVID. But you
Yes.
have to be part of the statistics ng naka-recover. So I'm very
Correct.
Very good. Yeah.
Correct. Because you have a story to tell and that's what you did just this afternoon, 'di ba? And because that story is very very meaningful and very helpful sa amoa pod, 'di ba?
True.
So that's an experience. And Rish, no, you may feel guilty but sa amoa bitaw ako, you did not do it ngan magka-COVID ka because wala to siya. So mura ba siya moingon nga mo gyud to siya ang nahitabo.
Yeah.
'Di ba? It may be please don't feel sorry sa imuhang self nga ana. You did a wonderful job gyud
Yeah.
siya. Kamong duha gyud pod. Saludo sa inyo ha. So, mo na nita diri na sa tataman sa tong conversation through this platform. Magpadayon to sa tong conversation and we hope and pray that one day gyud we can see each other physically, hug each other and then continue on with the chit
Amen.
chat, 'di ba? And please tinuod mga ka-IH no, padayon pa ta sa ato ang pagsulob sa ato ang please. This is not just about staying at home. I'm glad that you're staying at home, but please, whenever you step out of the house, 'di ba? Wear your mask properly, as in matambunan gyud siya, your face shield, sanitize, and please do not get into the crowd ba, physical distancing gyud ta kay gyud ta kay
And
balok
get
pa sa dapit
vaccinated
si
when you can.
Yes, gani. I'm waiting. Pastilan Rich, dugay pa kay ta 8.4.11.
panghuli kami kasi meron na kaming na-infect na so naanay gamay nga
Alagi no,
Lagi
gani.
na,
Pero,
oo.
oh my gosh, tuwa pa may mga June or July.
last
But I'm
Friday
waiting.
may
Yeah.
But let's all keep safe, stay safe, always pray to God that things will get better. Diba? Because God is
Oh, that's
always good. Hi, Ray!
Hello. Aw.
Hello! Diba?
Very cute,
Hello,
yeah.
ang little Rami number 1. Oh, mo na siya. So, this is it for us, Sir Yul. And
Thank
Rish,
you.
salamat kaayo,
Thank you for the
mga
time.
ka-IH.
Thank you
Yes.
for the invitation, Ma'am Angel. Thank you,
Salamat
Richelle.
po. Salamat yun, Sir Yul, for your continued support sa IH.
Always, always you,
Sir
Ma'am.
Yul, I'm very glad to meet you here for the first time. I learned so many
Same
things
here.
from
Me too. So, you
Ba,
take
it's
care. God bless. Happy Sabbath sa inyo,
yes.
ha?
Happy Sabbath sa mga
Yeah.
ka-IH, no? Let's always remember we only have one earth. Let us care and share. Let's live in harmony, and we do that by keeping our conversations going. Happy weekend and happy Sabbath. Take care,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.